We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Baker County Farm Bureau wants to wish the Baker County Wildcats much success this football season. Baker County Farm Bureau, specializing in auto insurance, homeowners insurance, along with life insurance. To get started with Farm Bureau, contact Jack Baker or Justin Webb at 259-6332. That's 259-6332.
Blackburn Curry Funeral and Cremation is honored to be a sponsor of Wildcat football. James Curry is a proud Baker County Wildcat, class of 1987. He and his wife Shannon own Blackburn Curry Funeral and Cremation, located at 380 North Louder Street in McClenny. They can be reached 24 hours a day by calling 259-2806. To learn more, please visit www.blackburncurryfh.com. Proving not all funeral homes are the same, one family at a time. Go Wildcats!
And we welcome you back to Westside High School, site of tonight's matchup between the 2-1 Westside Wolverines and the Wildcats of Baker County. The Wildcats come in tonight's game, as we mentioned, a 3-0 record, outscoring opponents over 120-6 this year. A great offensive game plan that Coach Kevin Mays has put into play this year with quarterback Carson Crawford running the show. 3 running backs that we've been using widely and then throwing the football around here and there. But, Jackie, the Wildcat offense has been doing a good job this year. But what the Wildcats are going to need to do tonight to win this ball game is to stop the Westside offense, Jackie. We saw quarterback Datanen Otis. He's a senior this year, 6'2", 190-pound quarterback. And he's the heart and soul of this Westside team. If you look up and down the stats for Westside from passing the ball, they've thrown the ball for about 500 yards so far this year. He's also carried the ball more than any other player on the team. Now, they've spread it around to some other guys, but he's got the most rushing attempts for anybody on the team, too. So, dual-threat quarterback, he's going to run it, he's going to throw it, and that's the key to the Wildcats winning this football game is to kind of limiting Otis and what he's able to do.
Yeah, and I mean, that kind of goes along with what you and I have talked about all week. Again, Otis a great quarterback, but if you think you can just key in on him, I mean, Westside's one of those teams that like to throw it around a little bit. They got running backs that can do it, big offensive linemen leading the way for those guys. So it's not one of those teams to say, oh, if we stop Otis, this game's over. There's athletes out there. And so everybody, you got to come ready to play. One of the big things we've talked about as well is the Wildcats not letting that 3-0 record go to their head. Again, a bunch of juniors on this football team, so you got to try to keep them humbled a little bit. And Coach Mays, he thinks he's doing a good job of that so far and thinks the team's doing a good job of that. But as the season goes and you keep winning and you haven't lost, it's easy to think, oh, man, we've made it. And a team like Westside come out and humble you a little bit. So looking forward to those guys getting out on the field and getting after it again tonight.
Well, in the age of high school football and in the age of this new era that we've seen in 2020, Jackie, COVID-19 has changed the way that people have been watching games and have been around games. So limited number of fans here, but as you look at the visiting stands here that are on the Wildcat sideline, a lot of folks have packed in here, so we're ready to go. Social distancing, of course, as we have. I've made sure that Jackie's at least 6 feet away from me at the moment. And
I just didn't appreciate how you did. You made me lay down. I'm 6'4". You said, lay down, and I'll get on your feet, and then just sit up and get at your head.
Have to know. We have to know for sure. But, yeah, across the way, Westside, a limited number of fans there. But the Wildcats, as always, people are coming out to support this football team, and they've got good reason. 3-0 on the season, and looking for big things this year. Westside comes out. They've got the gray pants with the gray jerseys trimmed in red numerals and the red helmets. Wildcats tonight will be wearing the red pants with the white jerseys, red numbers with the black helmets, and both teams getting set to come out. Westside comes out and heads to their sideline. The Wildcats getting set to go here. Jackie, final thoughts before we kick this thing off?
Let's go out and try to get another victory tonight. That's what I want to do. Let's make it one of those pack them up and go home, 6 o'clock game time. That's another thing. We ain't even talked about that. We're kicking off at 6 o'clock tonight. Man, you know how finicky high school players can be. And, I mean, just to throw them off a little bit of their game, that's a whole nother ingredient that comes into this, that you're going to have to come out and show up an hour earlier than what you're used to.
Duval County school system, as you know, have pushed back the start of these high school games on Friday nights to 6 o'clock, and we'll be doing that again next week, Terry Parker. So plan accordingly. We'll be at Terry Parker High School next week, and then a couple of weeks until we're back at home against the Bulldogs. And, Jackie, we don't want to start talking about that one just yet, but that should be exciting. But the Wildcats come out here tonight to the sideline, getting ready to go, and we'll see if which team's going to go on offense first.
Yeah, fun fact. Coronavirus doesn't hit after 6 o'clock in Duval County, so it's starting an hour early out here. Couple shout-outs, though. I wanted to give one shout-out real quick before we talk. A legend in Baker County football era, Mr. Freddie Bennett, not able to come to the game tonight, and we want to send our condolences out to his family, and we miss him not being here, not being able to talk to him on a Friday night. That hasn't happened in years. But he said he was going to be listening in tonight, Mike, so I told him we'd put on a show.
Mr. Freddie, if you can hear us, we're thinking about you, and hope that you're doing well tonight. Number 62, DeMonte Gibson, is going to be the Wildcat captain to go out for the coin toss as Forrest sends several players out. Among them, number 12 is Walker. He's one of those running backs that we're going to talk about later. Walker and Bradley, the two running backs who carry the ball the most, along with Otis, the quarterback, and then they spread the ball out. Listed on the stat sheet, about 8 different receivers have caught the ball for this Westside football team. So we're going to be watching that. And, Jackie, you can see the social distancing in full effect here as both referees stand about 8 yards from each other and have asked the players to stand back. So the coin toss is going to be on the official's honor as to whether it's head or tails.
Yeah, I got him almost half smart to half smart. And so he's walking back and forth explaining everything. And your comment about Westside with a limited number of tickets, I would say, is being very generous, as you alluded to earlier. All 12 fans over there here tonight to support the Wolverines.
Well, I was trying to be nice. They don't have quite as many fans here tonight as the Wildcats do, but pretty much anywhere we go, especially in the Jacksonville, Clay County area, we're going to have just as many folks as they do. And if you listen to the news, that's not something that you can be necessarily proud of these days, but the Wildcat fans travel well. Wildcats did win the toss. We deferred to the second half, so Westside is going to receive the ball, and they're going to move left to right across your radio dial. So lock in here with us and stick around. We're going to have a big night of Wildcat football right here on WFBB, and we're excited about it. A lot to talk about tonight, Jackie. We've got some college football stuff to stick around and talk to at halftime, so don't forget to do that. And should be an exciting weekend in college football. Pro football is really cranking up now, and a lot of things for us to talk about here, but we're excited to get this Wildcat football game on the road just a few minutes after 6 o'clock here on Eastern Time. Wildcats will come out with Carson Crawford at quarterback again. We've seen that trio of running backs between Scooby Graham and Baker, Jamarian Baker, and then you've got Cam Smith, sophomore running back, who's been seeing some time back there as well, and have been piling up the points. We're going to see if they can do that again tonight, but going to start on defense and see if we can limit Westside on the first possession.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that. I'm pretty sure we've elected to get the ball every time this year in the previous 3 games, but tonight Coach Mays electing to defer to the second half. They're going to put Coach Canaday's defense out there and see if we can't stop this high-powered Westside offense.
Well, the sun beginning to set behind us here to the west, and we're looking to the east as the football field is facing north to south, and Westside is going to get the ball coming back from the left to the right. They'll get the ball around the 30-yard line, and the Wildcats will come up and make the tackle right there about the 34. That's one of those in-between kicks. Mays is just looking for a spot in between the return zones, and he just kind of lays it in there. And that guy, he wasn't sure whether he should take a knee or to run with it. And he ran, but only for about 2 yards. They'll start at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, one of those strategies, again, we haven't necessarily talked to Coach Mays about that, but you're exactly right. He's just looking for a hole, basically, in the return team, and when he finds it, he just kind of sits there, and it rolls around for a minute, and not much of a return. That Wildcat coverage team does a great job.
Senior quarterback, number 2, Datanan Otis, is going to lead the team to the line. They got a big offensive line. The Wildcats get settled in, and get ready to go here. Got the Westside Wolverine band playing down in the south end zone. Jackie, a little different look, but at least we've got a band here. 1st and 10 from the 35. Otis in the shotgun. He's got a 4-receiver set with 1 back in the backfield. Sends a man in motion. From the 35, they snap the ball to the running back, and the running back is going nowhere. Connor South meets him in the middle of that Wildcat line, and they snap the ball directly to the running back. That was Walker on the carry, and he gets nothing. 2nd and 10.
What a great play by Connor South. I thought there was a hole there for a minute, and then Connor South absolutely fills that gap in the offensive line and makes a great tackle for no gain.
2nd down and 10 now, same formation, 2 receivers to the top and 2 receivers to the bottom. 1 back in the backfield, that's Walker. Again, they send a man in motion, 2nd and 10. Quarterback Otis is going to swing one out, a little screen pass to the left side, and he's got room to run to the 40, to the 45, and across the 47-yard line out near midfield for a 1st down for Westside, and that was just a little flare pass to the left side, and it got big yardage.
Yeah, a little sling pass, and I thought we had it covered out there. It looked like we had the numbers, and whoever was on the inside of that coverage there just didn't get out, and the speed of Westside was shown there by the wide receivers. He rounds the corner and picks up a big 1st down.
1st down and 10 at their own 49-yard line. No yards on the first play, but pick up 14 on the second play here. And now no backs in the backfield, and Otis has got 4 receivers and 1 man in the slot here. Sends a man in motion. They're going to give it to him on a jet sweep coming to the right side, and a flag down on the play as the play begins, but the running back is going to take it all the way down to the 41 of the Wildcats, picks up about 10 yards, but we'll have to check the flag.
Yeah, it looks in the spot where it's probably going to be holding on Westside, which we talk about it sometimes when you get those corners. Is it speed, or was there a reason? Was it a little easier than it normally is? And this time it looks like it was a little bit easier than it normally is, as that is the holding call. So a break there for the Wildcat defense.
Huge break for the Wildcat defense. They're going to mark this back from the 49. And you talk about net yardage in a game. So that play would have gone for 10 yards. They actually called a personal foul on the play, Jackie, and I'm not sure what type of illegal block it was, but it was a personal foul on this side, and he kind of gave a motion like a punch, but it wasn't a punch. I don't know what that signal was, but it's a 15-yarder. That's a huge penalty against Westside.
They're going to start where the original offense came out on the field.
Yeah, back to the 34-yard line. That's a net loss of 25 yards for Westside. 1st down play. Under pressure, Otis is going to get sacked in the backfield. Nowhere to go. Connor South back there. Cade Richardson comes in to help clean him up, and that's a big loss. They've already lost 15 on the penalty. Now another 10 yards on the sack play.
Another great play that time by Connor South on a little delayed blitz. The defensive line did a good job of opening it up, and Connor South gets in there, and he never saw him coming. Otis never saw him coming, and he wraps him up, and then big Cade Richardson from defensive end comes in and finishes him off.
And Otis is not one of those guys you're going to see sacked very often. Very elusive quarterback. We saw that last year at Memorial Stadium, a guy that can really put the team on his back. That time he had nowhere to go. Connor South went directly at him, and like you said, Richardson cleaned him up. 2nd down and really long. 2nd down, Otis drops straight back to throw. He's got a man underneath. He's going to make a catch there. The Wildcats will tackle him back to the 34-yard line. It's going to set up about a 3rd down and 25.
Yeah, and I didn't see who that was, but somebody, again, got a great jump on that defensive front for the Wildcats. Looked like Zane Mobley on the other side and made Otis get rid of that ball a lot faster than he wanted to, and so he dumps it off. The Wildcat defense rallies, and you're right, 3rd and a cab ride.
And you can see already, Jackie, what Westside wants to do on offense. They want to swing it around. They want to use the speed, like you said. They want to use multiple guys, get a lot of guys involved in this offense. Wildcat defense is going to have to play all night long, just like they're playing now. 3rd and 25. Otis drops straight to throw. Looks deep. He's going to get sacked again. The Wildcat defense gets in there. This time Camilo Rollins is one of the Wildcats in there on the sack.
That's a great play by Camilo Rollins, and it looks like, and I'm not sure, Camilo Rollins was lined up at defensive end. Had Zane Mobley in there at defensive tackle, and those two, they combine over there, had all kinds of confusion on that offensive front. Camilo Rollins with a huge sack.
Jamod Ruiz will go back to get the punt for the Wildcats. So a huge personal foul against Westside really stops the drive, pushes them back 15 yards, but the Wildcats get 2 sacks. Now the Wildcats a little confusion on the punt team, but they've gotten it straightened out, I think. Ruiz stands back at our 35, gets set to receive the punt here, just underway from Westside High School, about 7.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. High punt, Ruiz will let it hit, and now go back to pick it up, and he's going to get hit initially. Now he runs away from the coverage, back to the 30. Ruiz on the far sideline, going to the 35, and gets hit hard going out of bounds about the 37-yard line, but he does make something out of nothing, even though it looked for a moment like that was a scary play.
Golly, man. He kills me. I had 2 or 3 this year where I'm like, no, J-Mod, get away from it. But when he's got the ball in his hands, what an electrifying player. And that time he keeps that ball. That ball's probably going to roll another 10 yards the way it was spinning out of there. And so he saves the Wildcats big yardage on that return.
Some of those net yardage plays in a game, you know, if you ever think about the movie Moneyball and how they analyze statistics to come up with yardage. On that play, J-Mod probably saved the Wildcats. You're starting at the 37. It might have been the 15 or so. So probably a 20-yard saving by getting the punt. Here we go. Wildcats are going to run Cam Smith on the first play. He's to the 40. Cam Smith, 45, across midfield and pushed out of bounds inside Westside territory to the 40-yard line. Cam Smith showing the speed on the first play of the game.
Yeah, great run that time by Cam Smith. And Scooby Graham, great job leading the way there. Throws a big block, springs Cam Smith for a huge Wildcat first down.
1st and 10 from the 40 of Westside. Wildcats go fast. Crawford going to give the ball straight ahead to Smith again. And Smith barrels his way down inside the 30-yard line. Another pickup of 11 yards on the play. 2 runs by Cam Smith, and the Wildcats are in business to the 29.
Wow, what a guy that you didn't really think. You knew he was a good player, but you didn't think he was going to be a weapon this year, and coming right out and doing a great job in 3 games this season.
No doubt about it. He's in the backfield along with Scooby Graham. Wildcats will split 2 receivers to the top of the field and 1 to the bottom. J-Mod Ruiz is the receiver on this side. Graham and Smith in the backfield. Carson Crawford to the shotgun. First down play, going to keep it himself. Fakes the handoff to Graham. And Crawford's got a big hole inside the 20 down to the 19. Another 10-yard gain on first down.
Wildcat offense just kind of picking up where they left off after a bye week, which was another thing we didn't really talk about, coming off a bye week. And they just like running like a well-oiled machine.
Carson Crawford in the shotgun. Now you're going to get a whistle from the far sideline, and let's check to see. And already Westside says, hang on a minute, we need to talk about this. Jackie, I had a chance to listen in. One of the local radio stations had Coach Rodney Dubose from Westside on this week, and I just happened to be driving in my truck and heard the interview with him. And Coach Dubose certainly excited about the team that he's got this year, but when they talked about Baker County and what they would need to do to win, he said that this was really a measuring stick game for his program because what the Wildcats are doing on the offensive side of the ball. And he said if the Wildcats or if the Wolverines were going to have any chance to beat the Wildcats, in his words, he said they would have to stop this offense. Well, the Wildcat offense, like you said, looking well-oiled to start the game.
I mean, in the last 5 years, not to be arrogant as a Baker County fan and not to be a homer, but I'm going to say that the Wildcats are a measuring stick for a lot of teams. Mm-hmm. I mean, just playing very good football these last few years, and this year's no different. The way we played in those 3 games, he's right. If you can stop this offense, which nobody's been able to do, then you're going to see how good you really are.
Well, just 3 years removed from a state title game, Jackie. Handoff inside. The Wildcats are going to give it to Jamarian Baker, and Jamarian Baker cuts loose inside the 10-yard line before he's finally tackled at the 5. So the Wildcats have had huge yardage on every single play, and they line it up quickly to go again. It'll be 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Wildcats come to the line. Carson Crawford in the gun. 2 receivers to the top of the field. He's going to give the ball to Scooby Graham. And Scooby Graham is going to fight his way down to the 2-yard line, a 3-yard gain here. Tough running in the middle, but Scooby Graham kept his legs moving and got it down to the 2-yard line. Jamarian Baker in the backfield along with Graham right now on 2nd down and goal from the 2-yard line. Wildcats go fast, going to hand the ball to Baker. Baker tries to fight his way inside, but he's going to be tackled at the 2. They came up and filled the hole that time. Westside was able to stop him from getting the yardage he needed for the touchdown, so it'll be 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. Under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Carson Crawford takes the snap, going to give it to Graham, and Scooby's got a big push this time, and Scooby's 5 yards into the end zone before he's brought down. The Wildcats on the board first here from Westside High School, a 3-yard touchdown run for Scooby Graham, and the Wildcats strike first.
And in that time, the offensive line got the push they needed. It looked like they were trying to maybe cut block a little bit on those first two. I saw a few linemen on the ground after the play. That time they all stood up, and they just drove the defensive lineman into the end zone, and Scooby scores easily.
Blake Mays in to attempt the extra point. The snap is a good one. The hold is a good one, and the kick is right down the middle. The Wildcats get the Larry Birkins touchdown here. 7-0 the Wildcats lead. 5:48 to go first quarter. Let's take a 30-second timeout, and we'll come back with more Wildcat football on WFBB. Friday Night Lights right here at Westside High School on the west side of Jacksonville. Formerly Forest High School, for those of you confused and thinking, I've never heard of Westside High School. Well, Westside High School used to be Forest High School over here on the west side, just off 103rd and Firestone, if you're wondering where that's located. Westside High School probably, I'm thinking, and we were talking about it before the game, Jackie, probably been here for 80 years. Long time school on the west side of Jacksonville. First down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Wildcats score first, 7-0. Now back on defense. 5:41 to go in the first quarter. Otis calls for the snap. They're going to throw deep on first down, looking for a receiver down the left sideline. It's going to be incomplete. Wildcats with coverage over there. Number 16, Jamil Jones on the coverage.
Jamil Jones, great coverage that time. He was stride for stride with the west side wide receiver. Jamil giving up probably 5 or 6 inches, too, in height over there to that receiver and able to hang with him all the way down the field.
I tell you what, this Otis is a good-looking football player, Jackie. He lined up and threw that ball 50 yards easy down the sideline. Now, the receiver was covered well, so no chance for a completion there, but good-looking throw. Second down and 10. Otis, no backs in the backfield. They're going to swing one back to the running back coming out of the backfield. He's going to get hit right there at the 38-yard line. DeHaven Clark makes the first hit on him. The Wildcats clean him up. Maybe a gain of 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, that was much better defensively that time. DeHaven Clark fights off the blocker and able to make that tackle. Again, that was just another little swing pass out there to the left that they picked up 14 yards on their first offensive series, and that time the Wildcat secondary is having none of it.
Good call. Wildcats obviously made an adjustment there, came up, made the tackle well ahead of where we did the first time, so 3rd down and call it 7. Give him 3 on the previous play, 4:50 to go. First quarter, Wildcats on top 7-0. Scored on our first possession. Scooby Graham finding the end zone. Wildcats bring a blitz here. Otis is going to scramble out to his right. He fires it downfield across midfield, and a completion is made. The receiver, number 9, Bradley, makes the catch and goes out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
You're right. I'm telling you, Otis with ease. I mean, a snap of the wrist, and he throws that ball on a rope in between 2 Wildcat defenders for what looked like an easy completion, but a well-thrown ball that time by Otis.
Well, if you go back and watch that play on film, Jackie, he had a defender underneath. and he had defenders behind. He had a tight window to fit that ball in, and Bradley actually had to go up to make the catch. A nice throw. First down and 10 from the Wildcat 42. Otis now sends Walker in motion again, going to swing it out to him again. That same swing pass, and that ball thrown backwards. Somebody needs to go cover it, but it goes out of bounds.
We may be glad he dropped that one because, again, it looked like those wide receivers had us blocked pretty well out there. The swing pass earlier, they only had 2 wide receivers lined up to the left. That time there were 3 and had it blocked well again. So something Coach Canaday may want to look at in the break and figure out how in the world we're going to get more guys over there to cover the running back.
So with the pass going backwards behind the line of scrimmage, that's a rushing play, but we were just singing Otis's praise. He threw that ball too high, so they lose 5 yards as the ball goes out of bounds 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Second down and 15. Otis calls for the snap, looks to throw again, fires one to the right side. This one's going to airmail everybody. He was under pressure that time and had to throw it before he wanted to. He was looking again for Walker over here on the sideline, incomplete.
Yeah, and right now that defensive line's doing a great job. Cade Richardson, Zane Mobley, Camilo Rollins. You got your roster right there?
Yeah, I do.
Can't remember all their Orlando Holland. Can't remember all their numbers.
Come on, Jack.
Yeah, I know.
We're 4 games in.
I know. Shame on me, but that defensive front doing a great job. You want to slow down a player like Otis back there, you get a little pressure on him and get somebody in his face, and so far we've been able to do that.
Well, if you want to win a football game, you want to put a team behind the chains. The Wildcats have done that tonight. 3rd and 14 here. Otis goes back to throw. He's going to look down the field, finds a man underneath, and he's got a completion made and a catch for Walker, and he's down the sideline, and he's going to have a first down, and that was just a safety valve. Walker coming out of the backfield. He's one of the running backs, Jackie, and he was able to make the catch and get the first down.
Yeah, and so far, I'm not sure who's supposed to be covering the guy in the backfield because we haven't yet. But again, a good throw that time by Otis, and we looked like we had dropped back in the zone coverage, and everybody went a little deeper, and he flips it to him on the side, and he's able to pick up the first down on 3rd and 15.
Defense on their heels a little bit on that play, and we're digging in now at the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 for Westside from there. Again, Otis sends everybody out of the backfield, swings it to the back out of the backfield, and he fumbles the football, but the Wildcats looked like they were getting held on the play right there, but after all that, only a gain of 1 over here to the near sideline.
And, again, just a little swing pass out there to the right, but I'm not sure what we're doing defensively, but I'm telling you, nobody is covering that running back every time he comes out of the backfield. These guys are having to fight off blocks to make that tackle.
Downfield, the coverage is great. Like you said, coming out of the backfield, they found something there. The Wildcats are going to have to counter and find some way to stop that play. 2nd down and 9 coming up. Otis in the backfield again, sends the back in motion, looking for the back out of the backfield, and he's still open over there, and this is going to be incomplete. Otis fires it over there probably a little too hard and maybe a little behind him, and the Wildcats did have somebody that came up, put a little pressure on the back out of the backfield that time. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, that time it was DeHaven Clark. He's trying to bait him is what he's trying to do. So they're running just a little skinny post right off the line, so DeHaven's having to ride that man just enough to make Otis think that the running back's open in the flats, and that time DeHaven Clark plays it beautifully, brings up a 3rd and 9.
3rd down 9 from the 27 of the Wildcats. Otis now splits 3 receivers to the top of the field, 1 to the bottom, and 1 back in the backfield. That's Walker. Now he goes in motion. Looking for Walker here now. Otis going to run. Camilo Rollins is the only man that had a chance to get him, and they're going to get the guy that came over and made the block on Camilo Rollins because he went low, Jackie, and they're going to get him for a chop block here.
Yeah, that's a huge break. My goodness, what a break that's going to be. And you're right, I'm almost certain that's what it's going to be the call. But if not, Otis is down inside the 5-yard line on a simple, just pulls it down, didn't see it, and takes off running.
Yeah, Camilo Rollins had a bead on Otis. Now, Otis is fast. He might have gotten away from Rollins, but I think it was a receiver that came and kind of cut back, and he made a little chop block move on Camilo Rollins and kind of shook Camilo up for a moment there, but that was definitely a penalty. Penalty thrown there is going to back Westside up. Now, that play, again, Jackie, you talk about the net yardage. That play would have been inside the 10 of the Wildcats, now all the way back to the 39, so 3rd down and 20.
Ooh. Coach of Westside cannot be happy with those untimely penalties. But they are penalties. I mean, like you said, Camilla Rollins, there's a good chance makes that tackle.
Yeah, when you're going back on film, what Coach Dubose is going to tell that receiver is, hey, you don't have to go low on him. Just hold him up. Hold him up long enough that you can let Otis get by. And if you don't make that block, we've got a huge gain, and we're sitting there 1st and goal.
Although if I saw Camilla Rollins running at me full speed, I may go low too.
3rd down and 20 now. Otis calls for the ball from the shotgun. He's under pressure on the blitz, and DeHaven Clark runs right by him. And a short gain here on 3rd down is going to make it a 4th down situation. So I don't know what kind of situation they were going for here. I would not expect them to punt here, 4th and 17.
No, I feel like he was going to try to throw it downfield, but DeHaven Clark comes on the cornerback blitz that time. And, again, making Otis throw the ball before he wants to, so he dumps it off, and the Wildcat defense rallies for a short gain.
And this is where it's dangerous because Otis drops back, and they do change personnel here, and it looks like they're setting up for a punt formation. But Otis, one of those guys here that you've got to be really wary. Where we're at on the field here is the 36 of the Cats. Could be a fake. So it's a nice job by J-Mod Ruiz to kind of watch what was happening with that ball, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20.
Yeah, it was good. I thought he was going to do it again. I'm like, you playing with fire, J-Mod. Yeah, good return on the first one. Let's let this one roll for a minute.
I think he thought about it.
He did, but that was a good play by J-Mod. He faked me out, so maybe that's what he was trying to do to the punt team there.
1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. The Wildcat offense, the first possession, rolled right down the field, got a Scooby Graham touchdown from 3 yards out, but that was after some big chunk plays that the Wildcats were able to break off. We have not put the ball in the air yet tonight. Cam Smith ran the ball a couple of times, Jamarian Baker a couple, Scooby Graham a couple, Carson Crawford had a carry. No passes. Now on 1st down, we will air it out, and he's got a man down there, his brother Cameron Crawford, and they're going to send it hit the ground.
Oh, that's a great catch.
Cameron Crawford laid out for it across midfield, and he was behind the defenders. And I thought we were going to have a catch, but they're going to say it hit the ground right as he was catching it. And Jackie, too close to call. Close to call.
Throw the beanbag, Coach. We want to see the replay.
Wildcats quickly back to the line of scrimmage to run another play. 2nd and 10, they'll throw again. This time a screen pass. Screen pass is caught. Again, Cameron Crawford is going to catch it, and he's going to get all the way out to the 35-yard line and caught Westside sleeping a little bit there on the screen play out to the 35-yard line. So just as I said, no passes tonight. The Wildcats throw it twice in a row. 1st down and 10 from the 35. Going to run Scooby Graham on the inside this time. Scooby out to the 35. Still turning his legs out to the 36, maybe a couple of yards on the gain. Not much running room inside that time, though, but it'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and the Wildcats playing fast, like you said, Mike, and got Westside on their heels a little bit.
2nd down and 8. Yeah, they already had to burn a timeout on our first possession. 2nd down and 8. Wildcats split 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Crawford going to give it this time to Cam Smith coming left side. Cam Smith goes down at the 40-yard line, almost the 41. Pick up on the play of about 4 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short, 3rd and about 4.
Oh, man, that's frustrating, too. There was one block, and we could have sealed the end right there, and we missed it, and that goes from being a 1st down to 3rd and 4.
A minute to go in the first quarter. Wildcats on top 7-0. Trying to call a quick count there and get Westside to come off sides. They look like they're going to blitz. Wildcats run an option play to the right side. Scooby Graham's got it, and he's got a 1st down before he's upended across the 45 to the 46-yard line. A nice option play that time and a flag after the play. Couple of offensive linemen for the Wildcats jawing with some of the Westside players after the play there, and the flag comes in after the play, but the Wildcats will get the 1st down carry on the option around the right end. Hopefully this will be one of those offsetting deals.
A scary option, too. That's going to be one-handed almost, but you're right, picks up a 1st down.
Oh, it's not offsetting, but it's benefit to the Wildcats as Westside gets called for the personal foul after the play. Wow. Some of the Wildcat parents letting their kids know they were happy with the outcome.
It's a good play. I think what happened, one of the defensive linemen of Westside didn't take too kindly to being pancaked by one of the big offensive linemen down there, and he was letting the Wildcat lineman know about it and drew a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, and those kind of things, I mean, penalties have really hurt Westside in the first part of this ball game. And that 15-yarder is going to set the Wildcats up at the 39 of Westside. 40 seconds to go, first quarter. Carson Crawford now going to give the ball. Nope, keeps it himself. Running straight ahead from the 35 inside the 30. And Carson Crawford, another 10-yard gain. Wildcats, good little zone read that time by Crawford. He kept it himself and gets the first down.
Yeah, right now, again, that offensive line doing a great job down there, and this rushing attack of the Wildcats has not missed a beat at all.
Wildcats now 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Cam Smith, in the backfield with Crawford. Going to swing one out to the right side. Graham's got a catch at the 30, inside the 25, and Graham still fights all the way down inside the 20, and that was all Scooby Graham. He had one block out there, Jackie, but he made the rest on his own.
Man, where'd you get those moves from, Scooby? Two-stepping out there, making all kinds of guys miss.
Might be the last play of the first quarter as the clock ticks down to 0 now. And that's going to do it for the first quarter of play. Wildcats 7-0. When we come back, the Wildcats in business. 2nd down and 1 from inside the 25-yard line of Westside. A good first quarter for these Cats as they continue that up-tempo offense. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Hey, Wildcat fans. This is Anita Cruz with Country Financial Credit Union. This challenging year has caused us to miss out on many of our favorite things. But thankfully, it hasn't taken away our Friday night lights. It also hasn't changed our credit union's ability to serve your financial needs. Whether you're looking for fee-free checking, mobile banking, or great rates on loans, we're here to help. In fact, we're big enough to meet all your financial needs, yet small enough to deliver personal service to every member. Country Financial Credit Union, hometown banking, hometown people, and proud sponsor of the Baker County Wildcats, insured by NCUA.
For over 50 years, Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning has been serving the community of McClenny. They provide quality air conditioning, HVAC, and electrical work to the residents of McClenny and the surrounding areas. The phone number for Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning is 259-6546. Oscar and Susie Gray would like to say, go Wildcats. Again, that's Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning, 259-6546.
Dual State Real Estate is a proud supporter of Wildcat football. We offer home and land sales as well as property management in Florida and Georgia. Come in for a free consultation and we'll show you how to get up to 16% more for your property. Mention this ad and we'll give you free buyer representation. Don't hesitate. Call Dual State, owned and operated by Sabrina Thrift. Call us today at 904-397-0263 or check us out at dualstaterealestate.com. We'll give you service you deserve from people you can trust. And at Dual State Real Estate, we are always Wildcat proud.
And as we bring you back to Westside High School on the first down play, the Wildcats are going to give it on an inside trap to Scooby Graham, and he's going to go the distance, 15, 10, 5, and Scooby's into the end zone, Jackie, almost untouched once he got past the defensive line, and the Wildcats are going to go on top by 2 scores.
Yeah, the Larry Birkins touchdown by Scooby Graham that time, and the offensive line said, just come on. Westside tried to blitz that time, and picked up nicely by that Wildcat front, and Scooby Graham, like you said, Mike, untouched, and ran 6 seconds off the clock on the second quarter, and the Wildcats are up 14-0. So we were about the 30-yard line, so I'm gonna give Scooby a hard time next time I see him and say he runs a 30-yard dash in 6 seconds.
Big touchdown run. That's 2 touchdowns on the night for Scooby Graham, as the Cats extend the lead to 14-0. And as you said, that's our Larry Birkins score. Touchdown just come on. The Wildcats 14 as Blake Mays adds the extra point. And now the Cats getting set to kick it off. Just one play into the second quarter, and the Cats hit pay dirt again. This time the Wildcats are going to kick it deep because everybody from Westside came up and the ball is going to unfortunately go out of bounds. It was almost perfect, Jackie. Everybody from Westside came up, so he kicked it behind them. Little swiv action on the ball, and it actually, I mean, not by much, but it just rolled out of bounds over there, and the Westside player was wondering if he should go get it or let it go get it or let it go. It got behind everybody, but unfortunately for the Cats, that kickoff will be the first penalty against us for the night, and they'll get to start it at the 30 or 35-yard line. In the NFL, you do that. You go out to the 40. I think in high school it is the 35. Jackie, first quarter stats, the Wildcats 108 yards against Westside's 50. Wildcats get a touchdown in the first quarter from Scooby Graham. Cam Smith, the leading ball carrier, 3 carries, 38 yards, spread it around a lot again, as 4 different guys carried the football for the Cats in the first quarter. 3 penalties big against Westside, 40 yards of penalties that really hurt Westside in their momentum. 14-0 Cats lead, 11:54 to go, second quarter. Westside with the ball from the 35-yard line. Otis is under pressure. He's going to try to run out of there. He'll run out, and he'll run out of bounds across the way at the 36-yard line. And the Cats are going to get a flag over there.
That's not a flag. It's a flag because of whatever he said after the play, but my goodness.
Looks like Ronnie Ellis came over and kind of pushed Otis as he was going out of bounds, and not sure what was said after the play, like you said, but that was going to be a very short game, but it might be 15 against the Cats here. It will be. Ugh. That play hurts because I just said Westside was killing themselves with the 15-yarders in the first quarter, and here on the first play we had them stopped. It was only a 2-yard gain, and you have to add 15 to that now.
And I listen, in his defense, Otis did a little showboat out of bounds, but we stopped it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is he going to say? It's 14-0.
Yeah, you just move on to the next play at that point. Otis, straight drop here on first down and overthrows everybody. Wildcats had 2 guys back there in coverage, Noah Ray and Jamil Jones back there on the coverage. As the Wildcats now, Ellis comes back over to the sideline, now checks back in. It'll be second down and 10. With the penalty, though, Westside moves into Wildcat territory again. They've been in our territory all 3 possessions, Jackie. This is their 3rd possession of the night, but untimely penalties and good play by the Wildcat defense has pushed them back every single time.
Yeah, the Wildcat defense playing really good, but they have had the help of some big-time penalties against Westside.
Second down play, second down and 10. Going to swing it over here to the left side. A catch made at the 50. He's at the 45 to the 40. Wildcats are going to push him back right there at the 39, right at the 40-yard line. It'll be about a yard short of the first down. It should bring up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, 3rd and short right here. Good job that time. Again, though, the back out of the backfield. We just don't have anybody running with him. If we're supposed to be in zone, either the linebacker's not getting out there fast enough, I'm not sure. But Coach Kennedy, we got to get that addressed ASAP. Wildcats up 14-0. 11 minutes left in the second quarter, but killing us on the swing passes.
3rd down and 1 now. The Wildcats come up to the line on defense. I think we're going to have a timeout and get Coach Cruz off the sideline over there. He's getting a little too close to some of the action. 3rd down and 1. They're going to run it straight ahead, and they're going to get a first down as they just lean forward to get the first down yardage down to the 35-yard line. So Westside now, they've had some threats here offensively. Like we said, the defense has pushed them back. The Wildcats are going to have to push them back here again.
Yeah, I mean, Otis, better than advertised, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
Doing a really good job. He hasn't really hurt us with his legs yet tonight, but pitching it around the yard pretty well. This Wildcat defense, again, timely blitzes have helped, and then some untimely penalties for Westside has helped this defense tremendously, but now they're going to have to stand on their own.
First down and 10 at the Wildcat 35. Westside trails by 14. Cats with good pressure this time. Otis is going to sprint out of there, though, on a scramble play, and he's going to get inside the 30. So that's what Otis can do to you. He was under heavy pressure, and he gets out, scrambles for 6 yards.
So here's why I have a problem with the penalty on Ronnie Ellis earlier. Same exact play. And Ronnie Ellis slows up because Otis looks like he's going out of bounds. And then when Ronnie Ellis slows up, he gets 2 more yards.
Yep.
That's why I don't like that call.
Yeah, I agree. You want players to be aggressive to the sideline. Once a guy steps out, you can't hit him at that point. But you're right there. Ellis slowed down, and then Otis kept his feet, stayed in there for a yard or two after that move, like you said. Second down play, they're going to run it straight up the middle, and the Wildcat, Connor South, is met right there in the hole, and the running back carries him ahead for a yard, maybe 2 more yards after the hit. And I tell you what, you haven't seen them do that much, just lining up and run through the middle, and they got the first down and more, and it'll be first down and 10 at the Wildcat 23.
Yeah, it picked up 6 or 7 yards there, and you're right, Mike. Running in between the tackles, normally not a problem for this Wildcat defense, but that time Westside saw something. But that's what happens when they spread you out. Sometimes you can hit.
First down and 10 now from the 23-yard line of the Cats. They're going to run middle again with Walker. This time, Camilo Rollins fills the gap. And the Wildcats take the football away. The Wildcats take the football away. Toby Kinghorn just stripped the ball from the running back, and he takes it all the way back 70 yards for the touchdown, but a flag down right at midfield. I'm sure that's going to come back, Jackie, but I think it's going to come back after the turnover. Toby Kinghorn just took the ball from the running back.
Yeah, and I tell you, the coaches are not happy at all. It's Toby Kinghorn, great job there, just ripping it out. They had the running back held up and was untouched. Nobody within 10 yards, and I think we're going to get a block in the back on the return here, which is very unfortunate for that Wildcat defense. They're going to keep the ball, but what an inspiration, motivational thing, man. Rip it out, and the defense scores. They like that. Get them hyped up.
Oh, and Kinghorn was off to the races. I mean, Toby Kinghorn separated from everybody trying to chase him down, and he just took the ball from the running back. Toby Kinghorn, along with Camilo Rollins, met the running back in the hole, stood him up, got the turnover. So the good news for the Cats is we'll keep the ball from the 39-yard line, though, but the block in the back takes 6 points off the board.
Oh, man, what a play, though, by Toby Kinghorn. That's how you draw it up. The first guy grabs him and holds him up, and Toby Kinghorn able to rip it out and just was off to the races. So that Wildcat defense there, if nothing else, they made a stand. We get the ball back.
Toby Kinghorn showed some speed on that play, Jackie. My goodness. From the 39, Cats back on offense after the turnover. First turnover of the night, and now we're going to get a flag down. This may be a delay of game. No, it's an illegal substitution. Might be 12 guys. Count them out quick, Jack.
1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's on the defense.
Yeah, they got 12 guys on the field.
6, 8, 10. I don't see it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They've still got 12 out there. They've got 12 right now, Jackie.
Oh, yeah.
There's 4 in the middle, 4 in the front, and 4 in the back. Somebody's got to leave.
Oh, leave them out there. Nobody comes off the field. Run it again.
Well, they haven't even figured it out yet.
Hey, run it again. Snap it again.
5-yard penalty, and now finally, one of the deep guys is going to run off the field. My goodness. They had 12 guys. First down and 5 after the penalty. Crawford looking to throw. He's underneath here, looking for Cameron Crawford, and the throw just a little bit off the mark here. And it's Cameron Crawford looking for the little square in and not able to make that connection, or square out, I guess you'd say, since that was to the sideline.
Yeah, he's trying to get it out there where only his brother could catch it and just miss.
Just a little bit outside, as Bob Euchre would say. 9:28 to go, second quarter, another flag down before the play here, and Coach Dubo's not happy about it on the sideline. They had to call timeout. They were all out of position and out of sorts over there, and they have to call timeout again. 14-0, the Wildcats lead here. Wildcats will have it 2nd and 5 from the 44. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Wildcat Football right here on WFBB.
Hi, this is Larry Birkins of Birkins Chevrolet in McClenny. It is truly an honor to help make these Wildcat radio broadcasts possible. Birkins Chevrolet with sales and service 6 days a week. Cars, trucks, SUVs, certified used cars. We help customers establish or reestablish credit. Thank you, Wildcat fans. From Larry Birkins at Birkins Chevrolet, US 90 in the heart of McClenny.
Online at BirkinsChevy.com.
Wildcats will face a 2nd down and 5 from the 44-yard line. They're up 14-0. Wildcats Carson Crawford goes in the shotgun here, 2nd down and 5, going to give the ball to Cam Smith, and he's going to have to run backwards. Cam Smith going to be caught way back in the backfield and thrown down for a loss on the play. At that time, he's tried to sprint it. I think he was trying to go inside and had to cut outside and then just got thrown for a big loss.
Yeah, the snap was off just a little bit. And on those plays, those read option plays, if the snap's off, it throws the whole timing down. And that time, by the time he got the ball, he had no choice but to try to get outside and just nothing doing out there.
First negative play of the night for the Cats, and it's a big one. 3rd down and 14. Crawford going to fire one down the middle. It's going to be intercepted. The pass was high. He was looking for a play down the middle of the field, and Jamarian Baker just comes up and lays a lick.
Come on.
And they're going to throw a flag on Baker for celebrating after the play. Jamarian Baker just came over and laid out the defender who caught the interception, but he was leaving the field, Jackie. He's celebrating leaving the field. Why are you throwing a flag on that?
With his teammates around him. He's not in the face of anybody on Westside. He's running over here. He's celebrating. He just made probably the hardest hit I've seen all season. I mean, he just upended a kid. Let the man at least celebrate. Holy cow.
What a terrible penalty right here by this guy. But I tell you what, the pass just sailed a little bit on Carson Crawford. He had a guy right down the middle, and they're going to throw a chop block flag that's declined. And now, after the play, unsportsmanlike, and that'll be accepted. So all that, 15 more yards are going to be added to the play. And I believe if you get 2 unsportsmanlikes, you'd be eliminated from the game. But I tell you what, man, that's a tough penalty. But the turnover is going to cost the Cats. We got the first turnover just a moment ago as Toby Kinghorn took the ball away from the ball carrier and would have had a touchdown that was called back on a penalty back at midfield. And now the Wildcats return the favor. The first Carson Crawford interception of the season, thrown across the middle that time. The Wildcats needed 14 yards for the first down, trying to get it there, and he just overthrew the receiver a little bit, and the safety was playing back there, center field type of position, made the reception or interception, and as he was returning it, Jamarian Baker laid him out, and Jamarian Baker gets the flag, and Jamarian, I don't blame you one bit. You didn't do anything wrong there. 15 yards go against the Cats, though, and Westside sets up 1st and 10 from the Wildcat 40. They swing it out to the right side. Toby Kinghorn going to make the tackle, but the receiver is downfield about 10 yards, almost a first down on the play.
Yeah, I tell you who you don't want to be. You don't want to be whoever was called for that block in the back on the Toby Kinghorn return.
Yeah, that was 6 points.
Yeah, well, normally those get swept under the rug if the offense goes down and scores, but on a play like that where you turn the ball right back over, and Westside again threatening, picks up a first down on their first play.
From the 30-yard line, 1st down and 10 now, Westside in business after the turnover. Otis going to drop the throw. He throws one underneath, and he's hit as he throws, and the pass falls short of the receiver. And I tell you what, if you can get pressure on Otis, he has thrown the ball wild at times, but when he's got time to throw, he hits the man in stride.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it, Mike. I tell you, like I said earlier, better than advertised. I mean, when he sets his feet and has time back there, he can put that ball about anywhere on the field that he wants to, and really challenging this Wildcat secondary tonight, who's done a great job. But, again, this Wildcat defense is going to have to step up, 2nd and 10, up 14-0 with 8:21 left in the second quarter, and going to have to come up with another huge stop.
Still got a 14-point lead after all that commotion and activity that happened a moment ago. 2 turnovers, 1 by each team, and here we are, about where we were when Kinghorn caused the fumble. We're going to get another sack play this time as Otis tries to escape, and Cade Richardson comes off the block and makes the tackle right at the line of scrimmage, so that'll be the 3rd sack of the night for the Wildcat defense.
Yeah, big Cade Richardson for that defensive end spot. Zane Mobley made Otis step up in the pocket, and then Cade Richardson comes around from his defensive end spot and cleans it up. So big stop there by the Wildcats, no gain. Otis able to get back to the line of scrimmage, but 3rd and 10.
Credit the defensive line for the push they got that time to force Otis out of the pocket, but to keep him inside. You know, you don't let him outside, and that's the good thing that the Wildcat defensive front did that time. 3rd down play, whistle before the play, and the Wildcats are going to call our first time out of the night. Wildcats didn't like something that we saw there. It'll be 3rd and 10. Jackie, Want to remind folks in the area that community partnerships are what makes the Baker Prevention Coalition so successful. The YMCA of Baker County is one of the many partners that work with Baker Prevention Coalition, and the the YMCA are hosting youth flag football again this fall. They started sign-ups for youth flag football this past Saturday, the 26th of September, and those sign-ups continue right now. You want to get in touch with the YMCA down there in McClenny, the YMCA. I believe it's 259-0868. Give them a call or stop by there tomorrow for sign-ups if you want your child to play flag football. Ages for the flag football between the ages of 6 and 14. So if you've got a child between 6 and 14 that wants to play flag football, stop by the YMCA tomorrow for sign-ups right there at the I'm going to throw you off again here, Jackie, right there at the Aquatic Center.
Okay.
And what do we call that?
That'd be the pool.
Right there at the pool, you can sign your child up. Ages 6 to 14, the registration cost is $50 to play YMCA flag football. Otis drops the throw on 3rd down and long. He's got a man near the corner of the end zone over there, and it's overthrown. And it'll be incomplete. And now Westside, from the 30-yard line, will have a decision to make on 4th down.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, again, Jamil Jones over there in coverage, and he's just running stride for these receivers on the deep ball. Jamil, I believe, a junior this year, great coverage player.
Wildcats have done it, like we said, down the field, the Wildcats have done a really good job in coverage. Some of those underneath passes, little flare passes, swing passes, the Wildcats haven't done a great job defending tonight, and that's where Westside's gotten their yardage.
I bet it's coming right here, too, if I had to guess.
4th down play, they're going to run it. 4th down, they're going for it from the 30. 4th and 10. Otis, a straight drop. Looks to throw it underneath, like you said. A catch is made, but a tackle made right there, and the Wildcats are going to turn them over on downs as DeHaven Clark did a nice job. They were looking for the swing pass. That's what they got, and Clark comes up and makes the tackle.
Great play that time by DeHaven Clark, and he went to the well one too many times. The swing pass, and we were ready for it. So the Wildcat defense holds again, Mike.
Yeah, I tell you, we've been talking about that bend not break style all year, and once again, Westside was in Wildcat territory after the turnover, and the penalty that shouldn't have been a penalty, but either way it was, and now the Wildcats are going to take it over 1st and 10 going the other way from the 30.
Coming off a turnover, let's see, like you said, first one of the year for Carson Crawford. Let's see how he responds on this drive.
1st and 10 from the 30. The Cats are going to run that option play, and Crawford had nowhere to pitch it. Westside did a good job to cover it. Now Carson running for his life, going to the 30 across the field, and he's hit way out of bounds. Way out of bounds, and now the flag flies in. Carson Crawford picked up about 2 on the play, but he's going to get 15 on the late hit out of bounds.
That one was blatant. I mean, he was over there into the reserve players on the West Side bench before he got popped, but get that lick in while you can.
One of the West Side guys back there talking a little junk to the Wildcats now, and I tell you, that's one thing that you got to coach. You can't have guys that are 4 yards out of bounds getting drilled, and Carson Crawford, luckily he just jumped right back up after the play and he was fine, but that's what gets players hurt. That's the type of play right there that gets people hurt, and like I said, luckily nobody was injured on the play, but the Wildcats injure the Wolverines because we pick up 15 yards there. 1st down and 10 from the 48. Crawford going to keep it straight ahead across midfield, 45-40. Crawford on his feet down to the 37-yard line, and that time the zone read play, and Carson Crawford takes it straight up the middle for a 14-yard gain.
Yeah, and it's there every time he wants to pull it, Mike. Carson Crawford doing a good job reading that defensive end, making the right call tonight, and the Wildcats up 14-0, and here we go.
From the 36-yard line in Westside territory again, Wildcats, Carson going to throw one. He's got Cameron Crawford, and he can't make the catch. Wow. He had Cameron Crawford. We were trying to pull a Westside on Westside and throw it underneath here. Little swing pass out to Cameron Crawford, and he tried to run without the ball, Jackie. You ever done that?
Yeah, all the time. I think they're going to call it. It looks like they were discussing whether they were going to call it a catch and a fumble recovered by Cameron, but that's what the line judge was talking about, but they're going to call it incomplete.
Yeah, these officials, I listen, we haven't got on the officials all year, but tonight we might need to. That pass never had a chance of being caught. Crawford just trying to move a little quick before he had it in his hand. 2nd down and 10, though. Cats now going to throw it again. Going to throw the same play. This time Cameron Crawford makes the catch, and he's inside the 30, down to the 28. And he'll be down right there at the 29-yard line, so the Wildcats pick up about 7 yards on the play. Came right back to the same play.
Yep, and that time Crawford watches it all the way in. They won't make that same mistake twice.
3rd down, now the Cats need about 4. 3rd down and 4. Cam Smith's got it, and he's got the 1st down and more. Down, moving his legs inside the 25 down to the 21, and the Cats line up quick and get the 1st down.
That time to give to Cam Smith on the inside there, and he picks his way through there for a big Wildcat 1st down, and we're going back to this hurry-up trying to catch Westside sleeping.
1st down and 10, Jackie, from the 21-yard line. Crawford takes the ball. He's going to give it to Graham. Graham fights his way down in there. Tough run down to the 18, a 3-yard gain on 1st down.
And the snaps, I'm telling you, on those veer plays, the snaps are just a little off, and it's just messing the timing up just a little bit.
Beautiful night for football here from the west side of Jacksonville. The Cats up 14, trying to make it bigger, 14-0. Under 6 minutes to go before halftime. Carson Crawford takes the snap, drops straight back to throw. He's got a catch made by Cam Smith on a nice catch. The ball was behind him. He had to come back for it. If that ball's thrown on the money, that's a touchdown, but it is a 1st down catch, and a flag in the backfield is a personal foul roughing the passer.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I agree with you. If he throws it on the money, it's a touchdown, but he couldn't quite get everything into it as he was about to get plowed. So he took a little something off and pays the price for it, but it is going to be another penalty against Westside, half the distance. Move the Wildcats inside the 5-yard line, so up 14-0 with a chance to score right here.
Mid-quarter timeout, 5:48 to go here. Yeah, that's a play right there, just a timing play. Cam Smith wide open on this near sideline. But let me tell you, the athleticism of Cam Smith to come back and make that catch on the short throw that time. And nice job, made a good catch, got a 1st down. The Wildcats are sitting at the 4-yard line. Before they called the mid-quarter timeout, the Wildcats brought the big package in. So they traded all the receivers, brought in Cade Richardson and Zane Mobley. So coming out of this timeout, look for that beef package to try and run this football in from the 4-yard line.
Yeah, and the way that offensive line and the way they've been blocking, I'm telling you, if we can't score from the 3-yard line with those big guys up front, just driving the defensive line backwards for Westside, we're going to be in a world of trouble.
Stay tuned. Jackie and I will bring you our Baker County Farm Bureau halftime report coming up in just a few moments. Got a lot to talk about tonight, Jackie. Last week, the SEC restarted their football season, and got a lot to talk about from that action and other college football action. Plus, we'll do as we always do and give some shout-outs tonight. So if you want a shout-out on the radio, let Jackie know. Send him a text. 1st down and goal from the 4-yard line. Inside handoff is going to be a touchdown. The Wildcats don't need anything else. 4 yards for Jamarian Baker, and he goes straight into the end zone. The Wildcats strike again, 20-0, and the Wildcats have a big lead here with 5:40 to go in the half.
Yeah, that's how we just talked about it. You bring the beef package in, and they just absolutely get off the ball and move the whole line of scrimmage into the end zone, so an easy score for Jamarian Baker.
3rd touchdown of the night for the running backs. The Wildcats got 2 from Scooby Graham earlier on, and now with 5:40 to go in the half, Jamarian Baker adds 1 as Brian Mays splits the uprights for the extra point. I should have said Blake Mays. I said Brian Mays. Blake Mays with the extra point for the Cats, and we're up 21-0.
Good snap by Brian Mays.
I knew he was involved.
Yeah, he sets the whole thing up. So. We talked about Blake Mays in warm-ups, man. He was booming them today. So be interesting to see if we get in a situation doesn't look like we're going to have to here up 21-0. But see how much Coach Mays trusts him in the kicking game.
I'll get us started on the shout-outs here early on. Jackie, I had a conversation earlier with one of the teachers from Baker County. Her name is Jennifer Crummy. She said that her mama, Meemaw Bernice Jean Bird, is listening at home, and she is a dedicated and loyal Wildcat fan, been a Wildcat fan for years and years and years, going back farther than you and I can even remember. But her and Robin and all the girls are listening in to the game back at home, so I can promise you this, Ross Crummey's having a good game along with the rest of that offensive line. So I want to say hello to you and thank you guys for listening in. And the Wildcats getting it done, 21-0 with Meemaw Bird listening in at home, Jackie.
Yeah, Ross, I had to sit out 1 week, and we missed him that week, I'm telling you. I mean, we came up with a big victory, but Ross Crummey's not a guy that's easily replaceable.
No, we needed him, and he's back out there. Wildcats full strength tonight. 5:30 to go. First half, Wildcats on top 21-0. Otis in the shotgun. They're going to give it on a little jet sweep coming this way, and the running back's got the sideline to the 45 to 50, and he's hit on the sideline over here, and the Wildcats force him out of bounds, but they pick up about 15 on the sweep play with the receiver Bradley coming around the end.
Oh, man, that's frustrating. Like a clear hold there. And listen, you know there's going to be holding on every play, and I don't expect you to call it every time, but when it affects the play that much that the guy that's supposed to set the end can't set the end because he's getting held, you got to call that one right in front of your face. But regardless of that, set the end, man. What are you doing?
First
you
and 10,
held.
Yeah.
Don't get held.
I'm with you. Sweep play picks up 15 for Westside, and just like that, the Wildcats get 21 on the board, but Westside coming right back in the Wildcat territory. First and 10 from the 44-yard line of Baker County. Otis in the shotgun, throws one deep down the middle of the field. Cats again have good coverage and nothing doing. He overthrows everybody. They're looking for a flag, but we had two guys back there. There's no way he's coming down with that, and no interference in my book. I mean, that's a no flag all day long.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, here's what I would probably do. Instead of getting mad about that, I'd quit throwing at Jamil Jones. Jamil Jones is in your receiver's pocket all night long. I'd probably quit throwing it his way. I may try the other side.
All right, second down and 10. Let's see what they draw up now. And Wildcats on top 21-0, 4:52 to go here in the first half. Jackie, I've got some doozies to lay on you at halftime with some of these SEC football games. I can't wait to get into it. And, Wildcats a little premature that time. They come across the line, and they're going to get 5 yards on the defense, offsides. Wildcats no penalties in the first quarter, Jackie, but we've made up for it here in the second quarter.
Yeah, no doubt. Coach Canada, he's frustrated about one because we run that on our offense. I know you see it every day in practice. How in the world do you let it happen to you on Friday night? Second down and 5 from the Wildcat 40. Otis in the shotgun again with that quick cadence trying to catch the Cats off guard. But Westside has been in Wildcat territory tonight, but no points to show for it. Otis going to throw it, fires to the right side. He's got a receiver, but a tackle made right away by DeHaven Clark. A good throw that time from Otis way out on the flat. DeHaven Clark right there for the tackle. It'll be 3rd and 1. Yeah, great play that time by DeHaven Clark. Otis does put the ball on the money. It's going to be just short here, so let's see if this Wildcat front get a push this time. Last time they ran just a quarterback sneak, and Otis was able to pick up the first down, picked up 3 or 4 yards. And that throw, Jackie, he made that throw out to the flat. And when I say the flat, I mean the strong side of the field. That's a long throw for a quarterback to make on an out like that, and he put it right on the money. Short gain, but very effective because it puts them in a 3rd down and 1 situation. 3rd and 1. They line up. Oh, they're going to move, though. We're going to get 5 yards back. The center looked like the center and the left guard came off the ball too early, and they're going to get 5 yards back the other way. So instead of 3rd and 1, now you're looking at 3rd and 6. That's another huge break for that Wildcat defense. You're right, 3rd and inches there, and the Wildcats had already jumped one time, so we're just going to take our 5 yards back this time.
Take it back, and clock continuing to run, under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Cats on top 21-0, and now Westside has to regroup. They were looking at an easy first down, going straight ahead. The false start cost them 5 yards, so now they need about 6 on 3rd down. 2 backs in the backfield this time with Otis. You don't see this formation often. Wildcats showing pressure. 3rd down play. Otis is going to run to his right. Now he's going to dump it off. The receiver makes the catch at the 34-yard line and fights his way out of bounds, and he's going to have the first down.
A little RPO there, just sprinting out there like he was going to take off running, and throws it at the last second. And you're right, going to pick up the first down. About a yard over the marker there, so 3:04 and counting here, and the Wildcat defense again just, I don't want to say against the ropes, but they're backpedaling a little bit.
We've been on our heels a few times, but they've come out of it, and so far, throwing a shutout here early on, but 2:40 to go, and Westside in good position at the Wildcat 34-yard line. First down and 10. Otis calls for the ball. They give it straight ahead. Running back Bradley, he's going to bounce it outside, and he's still on his feet down inside the 30-yard line, down to the 22, and gets another first down for this Westside team, or close to it. Maybe just 9 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Man, that outside. I'll tell you, Westside had a good game plan coming in. They stretched us out on defense, and then they run in between the tackles, and Otis is a guy, that you got to respect in what he does, and so you pay a lot of attention to him, and these other guys just slowly kind of chip away at you a little bit. So 21-0, but you don't want to give up a freebie here right before halftime with 2.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter.
Well, they took a look at the spot, and they decided it was enough for a first down, so 10-yard play a moment ago. First down and 10 from the Wildcat 24. Otis in the shotgun, calls for the snap. They're going to throw it. Looking down the field, left side of the field, and it's going to be picked off. Wildcat Carlos Jefferson made a great play on the ball, and the Wildcat defense gets another huge turnover before halftime.
Hey, let me make it clear. When I said you may want to try the other side of the field, we got a guy over there that can do it too. This Wildcat secondary, my goodness, just playing unbelievable tonight. What a great play by Carlos Jefferson that time to go up and get that ball. And, man, that secondary is just playing out of their minds tonight.
Carlos Jefferson, you saw him reading that the whole way, Jackie. The throw was in one place. The receiver and Carlos Jefferson, one of them were going to come down with it. And Jefferson went up high, got the ball, came down with the turnover, and the Cats turn away Westside again. And I got to tell you, at halftime, Coach Dubose is going to talk about a lot of missed opportunities for this Wolverine team. They've been inside Wildcat territory every time they've had the ball.
Yeah, they've lived it on our side of the field all night long, and to come away with no points, it's got to be frustrating for him as a coach, but a testament to this Wildcat defense to keep grinding, to keep sticking in there, putting your heads in there, and that time comes up with a huge interception. And now with 2:26 left to go in the second quarter, looking to get another score up 21-0.
Wildcat offense back on the field from the 20-yard line. Carson Crawford, straight drop, throws one down the middle. He's got a receiver, and a catch is made. 35-30, 25-20, 15-10-5, touchdown. Jamon Ruiz with the catch, over the shoulder catch, and Carson Crawford couldn't have thrown that any better. And the Wildcats strike right back 80 yards. What a touchdown. My goodness.
Oh, my goodness. That's a backbreaker there, man. I'm telling you, I thought when he let that ball go, I thought he underthrew him a little bit, and the defender was going to get a hand on it, and he threw a perfect ball. It went right over the defender's fingertips. J-Mod Ruiz hauls it in, and nobody on this football field is catching J-Mod Ruiz when he gets his hands on the ball. So in 10 seconds, the Wildcats look to tack on the extra point and going to go up 28-0.
Oh, he just boat raced everybody once he made that catch, Jackie. And that was a touchdown. And the extra point somehow sneaks through there, and we're going to be up 28-0. My goodness, that's a highlight reel play right there, Jackie. That throw by Carson Crawford was on the money. Like you said, you weren't sure at the outset if it was going to be there, but J-Mod Ruiz actually had to go over the shoulder to make the catch. He does. And then, like you said, just ran away from everybody. What a play on both ends. Crawford with a beautiful throw, Ruiz with a great catch and run. Touchdown Cat. 80 yards.
I tell you, we've not had anybody do it to us yet, but I'd be interested to see what it looks like if you do shut our run game down, and I say that very rightly because nobody's even come close to doing that. But listen, we can throw the ball around too, and I mean, Carson Crawford with a dart that time to J-Mod Ruiz.
Beautiful, beautiful play. That's the kind of play that you turn on SportsCenter the next morning to see. Those are the type of plays that win football games, no doubt about it. Kickoff coming down to the 35, and tackle made right there. That was number 1 for the Cats, Andre Glover, coming in there and making the tackle on special teams. And Westside will start out 1st and 10 from their 35-yard line.
Yeah, Andre Glover getting down there on special teams. I thought I saw today. I thought I saw his mama put on Facebook. He made the Homecoming King Court today.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
was that today? They announced all that today?
Yep. So getting down there, contesting on the Homecoming King Court down there, making big plays for this Wildcat special teams.
Coming up on halftime here, we'll run down a little recap of the game. I know that some of the folks are a little bit caught off guard because the game kicked off at 6 tonight, thinking that it was at 7. So I'll recap all that for all of you guys in just a minute. I want to give a shout-out to my buddy, big Wildcat Tim Hughes, listening in back in McClenny. Tim Hughes, American Recycling, and he's always listening in, one of the biggest Wildcat fans you'll ever meet. Tim, good to hear from you, and there's your shout-out. 1st and 10, they're going to run the ball straight up the middle, pick up about 5 yards out to the 40-yard line. Heard from some other folks listening in Baker County, Jackie. Brent Hartley, friend of the program, and unfortunately Seminole fan, but we'll talk about those guys at halftime. Brant and his wife, Sarah Branson, all listening in out there with Tim and Joni. Listening in, tuned in. It's one of those nights where you could build a fire in the backyard and just turn the radio on, right?
Yeah, I would listen to us around the fire.
Especially the Farm Bureau halftime report, which is coming up. Got some words for some folks. 2nd down and 5. Otis, shotgun play. They're going to run the swing pass out to the right side. Wildcats again chasing the ball carrier as he's going to pick up good yardage. Wildcats have been soft on that play all night long, and they're going to get a 1st down across midfield again.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, up 28-0. Yeah, but that play's killed us all. That play's killed us from 0-0. So that's one of those, you don't want to give up a freebie there, just a little swing pass out there. And luckily that time we chased him out of bounds, but some speed by that slot receiver on that play.
1st and 10, Westside now. 1:25 to go in the half. Once again in Wildcat territory, right at the 48-yard line. Flag before the play here. Whistle before the play. Timeout, Wildcats. Wildcats will burn our 2nd timeout of the night. The one thing you don't want to do after getting a big lead here, 28-0, is have some kind of breakdown right before the half. So good job by the Cats of calling timeout here and getting the guys regrouped.
Yeah, and I think Coach Kennedy saw it there. They motioned the guy out again for that swing pass, and he didn't like the way his defense was shifting, so calls the timeout, going to straighten them up, get them right. And, man, hey, listen, I don't like to speak like the future and say, oh, this game's over with at 28-0, but we got to stop here and come out and score and get that running clock going, Mike. We may be home in plenty of time to get around the fire and
might be, yeah,
run some oysters.
Just a little scoring recap for you guys that tuned in maybe a little bit late. The Wildcats got on the board on our very first possession of the night. Good drive with the up-tempo offense, and Scooby Graham with the touchdown run to start. Scooby Graham came back a little bit later with his 2nd touchdown run of the night. With about 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, Wildcats went up 14-0, just right at the start of the 2nd quarter. Then we had a little bit of drama right in the middle of that 2nd quarter. The Wildcats got a turnover. Toby Kinghorn would have had a big touchdown return of the fumble going the other way. That was called back by a block in the back. And now the Wildcats are going to get back there and sack Otis on this play. It looked like Garrett Kane was one of the Wildcats to get back there, and Otis lost his helmet.
Yeah, that was a host of Wildcats led by Garrett Kane. Get back there, and Otis had nowhere to go. Again, great coverage down the field, and the Wildcats just blow it up at the line and sack Otis, like you said, with no helmet. About a 15-yard loss on the sack play all the way back to the 40-yard line. The 3rd touchdown the Wildcats got in the 2nd quarter was Jamarian Baker on a run. That was after both teams traded turnovers. We got the Toby Kinghorn fumble and then called back on the touchdown return. Then a few plays later, Carson Crawford, his first interception of the year, threw it across the middle. But we turned Westside over on downs after that interception, and then we came back to Jamarian Baker for the touchdown. A little bit after that, you saw just a moment ago the touchdown pass from Crawford to J-Mod Ruiz for the 4th touchdown of the night. Underneath pass here for Westside, going to get tackled about the 45-yard line. Zane Mobley kind of ran him down and one-armed him to the ground.
Holt smashed him.
Great play, great hustle play by Zane Mobley that time. Just chasing it all the way down the field, and he just gets one of those big paws on him and brings the runner down, and that's going to end the first half. Wildcats up. Well, maybe not.
Yeah, 1.9 left to go. 1.9 left to go in the half, and you get a timeout here, so they might have one play left. But the Wildcat defense doing the job here, getting it done. right before halftime. And Tim, you're welcome. I'm not sure how good that scoring recap I gave was, but that's about the best I can do right now. My memory, I've got that getting near 50-year-old memory, so starting to lose some of the stuff. But I do remember that touchdown pass Carson Crawford threw just a moment ago. What a beautiful pass!
Yeah, that was a laser, man. Great pass by Carson Crawford. And again, J-Mod Rulis, one of those guys we talked about, the athletes that Westside brought into the game tonight. And then our buddy Matt Holman, he texted me and said, "Hey, man, we got athletes too." And J-Mod Rulis, he proves it right there as he just outruns everybody for an 80-yard touchdown.
Matt Holman listening in, still up in Tennessee. He's a Florida State fan too. Is that all we got that's going to text us, Brandon?
No, I got a few. I got a few to give out.
We'll do that at halftime. We'll do it at halftime. Farm Bureau halftime report coming up. Matt, come on back and see us sometime. Got a good year going here for these Cats. Working on 4-0 tonight, 28-0, heading to the locker room after this next play. Westside's going to try to draw up a good one. They're about 55 yards from the end zone. The Wildcats send a couple of safety valves. Noah Ray back there along with Carlos Jefferson, some other Wildcats from the 45-yard line. Straight drop, this time a different quarterback in there as Otis goes out and the receiver. They're going to run a play across 50. Wildcats will tackle them around the 38-yard line. That'll be the last play of the half. So a little underneath. The Wildcats weren't going to let anything happen over the top that time, and Wildcats are going to take it to the locker room, Jackie, a 28-0 half. What a half of football here for this Cat team that just keeps outscoring opponents by big numbers.
Yeah, I mean, 28-0. I wouldn't have saw that coming in to the game, not in the first half anyway, but I do appreciate the coaches in the stands with 1.9 seconds left and Wolverines down 28-0, and they're hollering, "Watch the pass, watch the pass."
Yeah,
we appreciate that.
I don't know what we do without some of the coaches in the stands, and got one right in front of me right here, and saw him today. Had a chance to talk with Kelly Cruz for a while today. Jackie, where's he get that jacket? I got to get one of those. Is that a Booster Club special?
No, Kelly's got sources that I don't even have, and
I tell you. Well, let me tell you, Kelly Cruz, I know he's been listening to the game, so he'll probably hear what I'm going to say in just a moment. He's got a little delay going, but when he does hear what I'm going to say, he gave me a little prediction on the Georgia football team, and I'm going to come back and let you know what that is when we come back to our Farm Bureau halftime report.
He may not hear you because he's got AirPods in. He's not quite sure how to operate them. He had to get his 14-year-old daughter up there to turn them on and get him hooked to his phone so he can listen to us tonight.
All right, well, we're going to send it back to John Meadows, and we're going to take about a 5-minute timeout here on Wildcat football tonight. The Wildcats take a 28-0 lead. We're going to take a 4 or 5 minute timeout here, catch our breath, and come back. When we do, we'll have our Baker County Farm Bureau halftime report, where we're going to break it down. We're going to break down all the SEC football action we saw last week, and I've got a couple of games for you to look out for this week, Jackie, along with a couple of things in the NFL that we'll talk to when we come back. So you're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB. We'll be right back.
Since 1981, Higginbotham's Towing and Recovery has been serving the community of Baker County, providing safe and reliable towing needs. If you need a car or truck towed, or even a shed in your backyard, Higginbotham's is a place to call. Located in Glen St. Mary, they are available 24 hours, 7 days a week. 259-4375. That's 259-4375. The Higginbotham family is so excited to be a proud supporter of Wildcat football.
In the game of life, it's not how far you can throw the ball.
It's not how high you can fly.
It's not how fast you can run.
Or how many touchdowns you can score that matters. It's really how you play the game that counts.
Because the game only lasts 4 quarters.
For a few years. For that moment in time.
Good sportsmanship.
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 Last a lifetime.
Baker High Wildcats football is being brought to you by American Recycling Center. Recycling helps the environment. American Recycling offers compensation for cans, radiators, copper, brass, and aluminum. American Recycling Center located at 5325 Woodlawn Road. That's 1/2 mile west of 121 near I-10. Open weekdays from 9 till 5, Saturdays from 9 to 1. Telephone 631-0152. That's 631-0152. American Recycling Center. Happy to support Baker High football.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Baker County Farm Bureau wants to wish the Baker County Wildcats much success this football season. Baker County Farm Bureau, specializing in auto insurance, homeowners insurance, along with life insurance. To get started with Farm Bureau, contact Jack Baker or Justin Webb at 259-6332. That's 259-6332.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Blackburn Curry Funeral and Cremation is honored to be a sponsor of Wildcat football. James Curry is a proud Baker County Wildcat, class of 1987. He and his wife Shannon own Blackburn Curry Funeral and Cremation, located at 380 North Louder Street in McClenny. They can be reached 24 hours a day by calling 259-2806. To learn more, please visit www.blackburncurryfh.com. Proving not all funeral homes are the same, one family at a time. Go Wildcat.
Dual State Real Estate is a proud supporter of Wildcat football. We offer home and land sales as well as property management in Florida and Georgia. Come in for a free consultation and we'll show you how to get up to 16% more for your property. Mention this ad and we'll give you free buyer representation. Don't hesitate. Call Dual State, owned and operated by Sabrina Thrift. Call us today at 904-397-0263 or check us out at dualstaterealestate.com. We'll give you service you deserve from people you can trust. And at Dual State Real Estate, we are always Wildcat proud.
Hi, this is Larry Birkins of Birkins Chevrolet in McClenny. It is truly an honor to help make these Wildcat radio broadcasts possible. Birkins Chevrolet with sales and service 6 days a week. Cars, trucks, SUVs, certified used cars. We help customers establish or reestablish credit. Thank you, Wildcat fans. From Larry Birkins at Birkins Chevrolet, US 90 in the heart of McClenny.
Online at BirkinsChevy.com.
Hey, Wildcat fans. This is Anita Cruz with Country Financial Credit Union. This challenging year has caused us to miss out on many of our favorite things, but thankfully it hasn't taken away our Friday night life. It also hasn't changed our credit union's ability to serve your financial needs. Whether you're looking for fee-free checking, mobile banking, or great rates on loans, we're here to help. In fact, we're big enough to meet all your financial needs, yet small enough to deliver personal service to every member. Country Financial Credit Union, hometown banking, hometown people, and proud sponsor of the Baker County Wildcats, insured by NCUA.
For over 50 years, Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning has been serving the community of McClenny. They provide quality air conditioning, HVAC, and electrical work to the residents of McClenny and the surrounding areas. The phone number for Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning is 259-6546. Oscar and Susie Gray would like to say, go Wildcats. Again, that's Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning, 259-6546.
And we welcome you back here to Westside High School on the west side of Jacksonville. Tonight's ball game, the Westside Wolverines home game against the Baker County Wildcats. Wildcats on the road tonight trying to move to 4-0 on the season. If the first half is any indication, the Wildcats are off to a good start. Wildcats up 28-0 here at the halftime break. Mike Cruz, Jackie Baker bringing you all the action. Let's look at some stats. Wildcats in the first half, 249 yards of offense, Westside 151. Wildcats ran 10 fewer plays, though, than Westside, only 27 plays, the Wildcats run in the first half. But, Jackie, this is how you win football games. This is what people talked about with Florida's offense last week and the yards per play that they put up. Jackie, here, 9.2 yards per play the Wildcats averaging tonight. That's how you win football games. You got to get ahead of the chains is what they call it nowadays. That's the fancy football language, and that just means that you get enough yardage that your down and distance situations are favorable, and the Wildcats are definitely doing that. 249 yards of offense. Looking down the list of offensive categories for the Cats tonight, Carson Crawford, 5 of 9 through the air, 122 yards through the air. One of those a touchdown, an 80-yard touchdown throw to J-Mod Ruiz. Wildcats on the ground once again, splitting it up, getting a lot of different guys involved. And here you go, Carson Crawford, the leading ball carrier on the night, 4 carries, 39 yards. Cam Smith added 38. Scooby Graham, 35. Jamarian Baker, 17 yards and a touchdown. Scooby Graham, the other 2 touchdowns. And I already told you, J-Mod Ruiz with the 4th touchdown on the touchdown pass. So the Wildcats getting it done, about 250 yards offensively in the first half, and really very efficient in some of those situations. And like I said, 9.2 yards a play. So if you think about that, Jackie, you run 27 plays on offense. So if you've had the ball 4 possessions, which were touchdowns, and they had it more than that because there were a couple of possessions that were not touchdowns. So you figure your touchdown possessions are only averaging about 4 or 5 plays a possession to get a touchdown. Yeah. And that's efficient.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's offense. Unbelievable. I thought this going into it, the coach of Westside said we were the measuring stick for them. I really thought Westside was the measuring stick for us. And maybe it is. I think we're really good. I said this at the last game 2 weeks ago. People have asked me, said, man, are we good? Yeah, we are really good. But you just don't see it. You don't see, 4 and 5 stars all over the field. But this Baker County team, when you put 11 guys out there on either side of the ball, we are a really good football team. And they've proven it now. This is the 4th week, and you're up 28-0 at halftime.
28-0, the Wildcats lead. We welcome you to the Baker County Farm Bureau halftime report, brought to you each and every week by Jack Baker and Justin Webb up there at Baker County Farm Bureau. I want to thank them again, being the Wildcat sponsors that they are. I tell you what, Jack Baker and Justin Webb have always supported Wildcat athletics. We just ended Life Insurance Awareness Month. But Jack and Justin, they just want to remind you, if you need any type of insurance coverage, just give them a call and talk to them. 259-6332. They can get it done for you. I've got several different things going on with Jack and Justin, and I tell you what, it's been a great value for the money, no doubt about it. Farm Bureau right there in Baker County. Give them a call. 259-6332. Jackie, a lot to talk about this week, and we bring you into the Farm Bureau halftime report. One of the things, we've had college football now for a few weeks. We've seen some teams in action. And this past week, though, things kind of took it to another level as the SEC got back in action. And there were some good games. You look around the slate of games that happened in the SEC, you got to see some teams match up that normally you might not get to see, especially in the first game of the season. First game of the season, these guys haven't had any what they normally have, the warm-up type games that they have before they enter the conference slate. And it was kind of exciting to see those things happen last week. Auburn and Kentucky got started in a very close game for a while, and then Auburn was able to pull it out late in that game. You saw a huge surprise from Mississippi State and what Mike Leach was able to do with that team and go into Baton Rouge, first game of the year, and get a big win against Eddie O and that team that just won the national championship. Now, they had to replace Joe Burrow, and they had to replace some weapons from the offensive side of the ball. But Mike Leach goes in there, and they get a 10-point win in Baton Rouge. Could you believe that? And then, of course, some of the games we watched, Felipe Franks got the Hogs on the board early against the Georgia Bulldogs, but they just couldn't do it. They couldn't hold out for the entire game. Georgia able to get the win on the road at Arkansas. And then the game that all of us were watching, Jackie, Florida goes to Oxford, Mississippi. Lane Kiffin, that team, they've got some weapons on that team. Matt Corral, don't forget, he was a highly recruited guy, a guy that Florida wanted at one time, made the decision to go to Ole Miss. Some weapons on that offensive side of the ball, and you saw that. They put up 600 yards against the Florida defense and able to score some points too. But the Gators scored some of their own and got a big win at Oxford. So, Jackie, just talking through those games, anything that surprised you last week? The one game I did really good. You know, they played Will Muschamp, that South Carolina team. Both of those teams had a lot more offense than I expected them to have. Tennessee looking good in the win in that game. So anything that was surprising to you?
The Mississippi State game surprised me. Mike Leach, a great coach, heck of a coach. A couple of teams had the opportunity to get him. They're a little reserved about Mike Leach because of his style of coaching in the SEC. They didn't think it could work. Well, he's shown it could work. I said 2 weeks ago I felt like LSU should be the number one team in the nation. If you're defending your national championship, my goodness, you should not fall off that much. That's poor coaching on LSU's part to go from a national championship to getting beat by a Mississippi State team that hasn't really done anything.
Well, and they dealt with some of the things that Florida did, and you don't always know the stories behind the story. Florida started the game without 4 defensive starters last week that they'll get back this week when they take on South Carolina in the Swamp. You didn't see Jeremiah Moon out there. You didn't see Brad Stewart. You didn't see Amari Burney. Some of those guys are important cogs to that Florida defense. Now, I will tell you this. A lot of people, giving that Florida defense a hard time about giving up 600 yards to Ole Miss. Well, guess what? LSU won the national championship last year, and guess how many yards they gave up to Ole Miss last year? 600 yards. So that team's got some weapons. Ole Miss is going to score points on people. Their problem is on the backside with the defense, as Florida was able to exploit next week. Now, will Florida be able to do the same thing with Will Muschamp and his defensive philosophy coming to game this week? What's your thoughts on that game?
I think that Florida offense, and you're one game in, but that Florida offense looked very high-powered. To me, the measuring stick is a Will Muschamp defense. He's always been a defensive guy. He's going to put together a great scheme defensively to slow down what you can do. So if we can go out and put up big numbers again, and Trask, very accurate last week. So if he goes out and does the same thing again, I really think that's the test to say, you know what, this Florida team could be something.
Jimbo Fisher, his third year over at Texas A&M, is kind of one of those coaches that people are saying it's time for you to get it done. He's got a veteran quarterback over there. They had a narrow win last week against a Vanderbilt team. They go on the road this week to face Alabama and the Crimson Tide. Can Jimbo Fisher pull any magic out of his hat and go win that game against Nick Saban?
I don't think so. It hasn't really been close. Yes, it's his third year. I'm a third and fourth year type of guy. You got to kind of start doing something. And so I think if he goes over there and Nick Saban puts it on him one more time, the talks are going to start. You pay Jimbo Fisher a lot of money to come over to Texas A&M, and it's to be in those games, at least keep those games close.
I'll tell you what, the game that everybody's going to be watching tomorrow, the game I'm definitely going to be paying attention to, is this Auburn team rolling into Athens, Georgia. They're going to go between the hedges tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly how many people that Georgia's letting into the stadium, but the home field advantage for any of these teams is not going to be what it normally is. However, they will have the home field advantage tomorrow between the hedges. Georgia hosting Auburn. Georgia hasn't really figured out who their quarterback's going to be just yet. Had a couple of guys last week going, and this week J.T. Daniels was cleared. Kirby Smart said he'll compete for the job just like everybody else. So what do you see? Obviously Georgia's loaded with talent. Defensive side of the ball, Georgia looks really good, and they're going to be good. But if the offense can't stay on the field long enough to give your defense rest, they're not going to have time to put teams away like they have before. Can Auburn go in there and win that game, Jackie?
This is the first time in my 34 years on this earth that one college football team has had 3 Heisman quarterbacks on the roster. My goodness. Jamie Newman was a Heisman quarterback. Dwayne Mathis, that's why Jamie Newman left, because Dwayne Mathis was a Heisman quarterback. He took his spot out there. Lord, now here comes J.T. Daniels, the 5-star. We're going to win it all now, son. And Stetson Bennett's the only one leading the charge. So y'all keep talking all you want to. You ain't got a quarterback. We'll let you borrow one. Trask was a third stringer, so maybe it will work. Maybe Stetson Bennett can, and he'll lead y'all to the glory land. But my goodness, 40 years later, I don't see it. Find the quarterback, come talk to me, and then we'll just keep on keeping on, son.
So who wins the game?
Oh, Auburn in a landslide. Okay. You got no quarterback. You can't play.
Okay. Jackie, you heard it here first. Jackie's taking Auburn. I'll tell you what. I'm not sure yet. I want to see Georgia one more time in action. The defense really bailed them out last week, and the offense was able to get enough done. They got a big interception return for a touchdown to break that game open last week. You know, and they were facing Felipe. You know, they were facing Felipe Franks, and we'll see. I'm going to say that's going to be a really close game tomorrow in Athens. I'm not quite prepared to pick Auburn to win it. I'm going to say Georgia squeaks it out.
I mean, you let Felipe Franks come in there and score on you. My goodness gracious. You let an Arkansas team ain't scored a touchdown since 2007, and they come in there and put one on you, son. You ain't got a quarterback.
Well, the key for Georgia is you've got to limit the amount of time the defense is on the field. If they're on the field repetitively and the offense can't get it done, that's what's going to cause Georgia problems.
It'll be like we were back when Muschamp was coaching Florida. Can the defense please score a touchdown for us so we can win this game?
Well, Jackie, one more time, the Jaguars have got their young quarterback Gardner Minshew. He's gonna go on the road this week and face a rookie quarterback, Joe Burrow, up there with Cincinnati Bengals. Can the Jaguars get back to 2-2?
You know, I don't know. I thought they played very well those first two ball games, and even in the loss to the Titans, I thought they still played well. And, man, they just stunk it up on that Thursday night game.
They did. The Dolphins took it to
against the Dolphins, of all people. So this is going to be the measuring stick for the Jaguars. How do you rebound from that? And we'll see where the season goes from there.
Exciting weekend in college football and the NFL, and I tell you, it's exciting to watch. The one game I'm going to watch this weekend, the Bucs are taking on oh gosh, it escaped me now. But the Bucs have a big game this weekend, and we'll see if Tom Brady can continue that magic. They lost that first game to the Saints, but since then, the Bucs have been rolling. So can Tampa Bay add in Tom Brady and go to the playoffs and make a big run? That's something I'm kind of watching as well. Mainly because my Eagles are 0-3 and have no chance to even win a game. I can tell you that.
Well, speaking of Eagles, real quick, that does remind me. We'll get to a couple shout-outs here right before the kick. I did want to give a shout-out to Danny Doyle. He's actually up in Philadelphia. His son, Ian Doyle's the center here on this offensive line. Is doing a great job. Unfortunately, Ian's great-grandfather passed away up in Philadelphia where his family's from, so we send our condolences from Baker County, and Ian's done a great job, and we appreciate all the Doyle's support.
High kickoff here. The Wildcats are going to return it from the 10-yard line. Good return coming back across the 30, and a big hit made as the return man gets across the 30 out to the 35, and I believe that was Cam Smith returning the kickoff. It was. Out across the 30 to the 32. So the Wildcats, by winning the toss earlier and deferring to the second half, the Wildcats getting the ball here with a 28-0 lead to start the second half. Another touchdown, Jackie, might be just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, I mean, you want to come out of halftime. This is my philosophy. Everybody said, it's 28-0. Well, listen, a team scored 28 in the first half. There's nothing that says Westside with these athletes they got. So you don't want to come out here and just slack off and think this game's in the bag. Come out, let's score a touchdown right here and make sure we keep the momentum on our side.
First down play, Carson Crawford going to give it off straight up the middle, and the Wildcats going to get a run for positive yards out across the 35 to the 37-yard line, a pickup of maybe 5 on the play. I want to thank everyone for listening in to the Baker County Farm Bureau Halftime Report. We'll do that again each week, and thanks to Jack Baker and Justin Webb for making that halftime show possible so you can hear all those SEC conversations. Run the option play to the right side. Carson Crawford just going to keep it himself and get the first down out across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Carson Crawford lowered his shoulder and took on the linebacker there in the hole and gets tackled at the 43. First down and 10 for the Cats.
Good keep that time by Crawford. He's pitched that thing a couple times out there to Scooby Graham. Elects to keep it himself this time and picks up a first down.
First down and 10. Crawford from the 43-yard line calls for the ball, gives it to Cam Smith, and Cam Smith's got a hole opening up across midfield, out to midfield and maybe just beyond midfield as the Cats pick up about 8 yards on first down.
Cam Smith, good run up the middle. Good yardage here, and just like the first half, this Wildcat offense comes right out and keeps it moving.
Second down and 3. That's what we were talking about with the yards per play earlier. When you average 9 yards per play in the first half, you get yourself in these situations. Second down and 3, you get 7 yards on first down. This is where an offensive guy loves to call plays. Second and 3. Carson Crawford fumbles the football. He was trying to throw it out here to one of the receivers. We had 2 receivers on the right side. He dropped straight back to throw, but he was under pressure, had to kind of scramble dropped the ball, had to get back on it, and it'll be 3rd and 3.
Yeah, that was one of those, too. If he keeps the ball right there, he probably picks up a first down. He tried to switch hands with it, and it just pops out of there.
3rd down and 3. Wildcats going to run the football. Scooby Graham bounces outside, and he's going to get hit and dropped in the backfield. Westside was not having anything to do with that. There was no hole in the middle for Scooby Graham to run through, and the Cats are going to have to punt for the first time tonight.
Oh, man, and that's frustrating, I tell you. And one of the things I see out there right now is a little bit of chippiness. Even coming right out in the third quarter, it got started in the first half. I thought it quelled down 28-0. But after every play, there's 2 guys out there on both teams. They're talking a little bit. And, man, play football. Let's go ahead and put one up on the scoreboard and quit worrying about yourself.
Wildcats will punt it from around our own 30-yard line. High kick going to the left side. It'll take a Wildcat roll. It hits a Westside player. It hit a Westside player in the back as he was trying to block, and I think he luckily got it back for Westside at the 29-yard line. That was almost a turnover on the punt play. My goodness.
That'd have been nice to get the ball down there on the 30. A nice punt that time. I think Jamil Jones was the punter, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was Jamil on the punt.
So a good punt that time. Wolverines going to start inside their own 30-yard line. Wildcats up 28-0. So if you're the Wolverines, I mean, you got to strike right here. Your defense just gave you a stop. You get the ball on your first offensive possession of the second half. You got to go down and score, I'm thinking.
Day has turned into night over here at Westside High School, and now the sunshine that we had in the first half has faded away, and now it's the dark of night. First down and 10 from the 28-yard line. Otis, the quarterback, drops straight back to throw. He's under pressure. He's going to scramble. He's going to try to scramble out of there. He's going to be stopped right about the original line of scrimmage on the sideline here as the Wildcats had good pursuit that time from Jefferson and Kinghorn.
Great pursuit by Toby Kinghorn that time. A kid like Otis, a very elusive quarterback, and Toby Kinghorn from his outside linebacker spot able to just contain him the whole way, break down, and just rides him all the way to the sideline there for a short gain.
Second down and call it 9. Westside down 28-0. Stop the Wildcats on their first possession. Trying to see if they can do something here to get back into this ball game, down 4 scores. Just under 10 minutes to go, third quarter. They're going to run it on a little jet sweep play going to the right side. Wildcats had it pursued to start with, and the receiver able to get out to around the 30, maybe the 31-yard line. Connor South was the first guy back there, and he got blocked out of the play, allowed the receiver to get around the corner, but it's going to be 3rd and about 7.
Yeah, great pursuit. I thought he got the corner that time, but you come back, and when they run away from us like that, Mike, my old eyes start deceiving me a little bit. I thought he picked up big yardage, and then you look down there at the side judge, and he moves up a half a yard. So great pursuit by that Wildcat defense, going to bring up a 3rd and 7.
3rd down and 7. It was good pursuit on the backside of that play. If Connor South could have knifed through there, he might have stopped him for a loss, but only a 2-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Wildcats dig in on defense. Let's see if both defenses can turn the other guy away on the first possession of the half. Otis in the backfield, in the shotgun, all by himself. Going to take the jet sweep, throw one across the middle, and it's going to skip across the ground and hit the receiver, and they're going to call it a catch. I thought it skipped on the ground, but they're going to call it a catch, and they're going to move it out to the 44-yard line. You think he caught that?
I thought he caught it, but I did think that a Wildcat linebacker had a chance to throw a hand up and knock it down. It just whizzed right by his head.
8:12 to go in the third quarter. Wildcats on top 28-0, but Westside is able to complete the pass across the middle for the first down. Wildcat defense still on the field here, 7:55 and counting in the third quarter. First time Westside was able to stop the Wildcats on downs just a moment ago. Otis going to take the snap, and he's going to have a design quarterback run here, and he just runs it off tackle to the right side and runs it into Wildcat territory to the 45 for a 12-yard gain.
I'm tempted just to say, Coach Kennedy, just let them take the ball, move it down to about our 25, and then let's just play 4 downs from right there. Let's stop all this stuff in between. We give up plays, and then they get close to the red zone, and we shut them out.
That's what it's been all night, Jackie. You're right. They've been in our territory almost every single time they've had the football. They've got no points on the board to show for it, but they have moved the ball effectively. They had about 160 yards in the first half we talked about. Now they've got a receiver over here that's lined up completely offsides. Let's see if they throw a flag for that. First down play, first down and 10. They do run the little screen play out of the backfield again. And when they run that play, Jackie, when he catches the ball, he's already 5 yards downfield before anybody's even close to him.
We have yet to figure out how to cover that running back out of the backfield on that swing pass. We talked about it at halftime. We did make adjustments to when it's just the wide receiver bubble screen, but when the running back's out of the backfield, we've got nobody covering him, like you said, at least 7, 8 yards down the field.
8 yards on that play makes it a 2nd down and 2. And picking up chunks on that play, like you said, when the running back comes out, nobody there until he gets down the field. 2nd down and 2. Otis in the gun. 2nd down play. Looks across the middle, and a one-handed attempt by the receiver as the ball was thrown behind him. He had Camilo Rollins running with him, and pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be either a great catch or I thought he was going to tip it to Camilo Rollins right here, who was standing there waiting on it.
3rd down play, 3rd down and 2, inside the Wildcat 40, down to the 37-yard line. They need to get it right to the 35-yard line for a first down. Otis is going to be in the shotgun. He's got one back in the backfield and splits 4 receivers, 2 to the top of the field and 2 to the bottom. Right on the Wildcat sideline here at the 37-yard line. Moving right to left across your radio. They swing it out to the back, coming out of the backfield to the right side of the field, and Connor South pursues, gets him out of bounds, but I think he's going to have just enough for the first down.
Oh, wow, man, I don't know.
It's close.
The line judge on that side's not giving near the spot that the one on our side's giving. I think he's short, Mike.
Yeah,
fourth down right here.
If that's the spot on the far sideline, they're going to be about a yard short. And
wow.
Oh, that's
bad.
Well, they're giving
That's bad. It was a bad spot, number one, but, man, that's even worse that they didn't even measure that. I thought the stick was at the 35-yard line, and the ball looks just short of that.
They have it right short of the 35. I thought he needed to get to the 35, but either way, I agree. I think it's a tough spot based on where the far sideline was, referee was standing. Wow. First down from the 35. They're going to throw one deep down the right sideline, looking for a receiver over there, and a nice pass breakup by the Wildcat defender over there.
Jamil Jones, my goodness, keep throwing at my boy down there.
Jones goes up. He timed his jump perfectly, got up there and knocked the ball away as the receiver was trying to make the catch. I think the receiver's got a little height advantage on that play, but Jamil Jones, Jackie, like you said, his coverage has been excellent all night.
My goodness, he's in his back pocket, and I thought he was going to come up with an interception right there for all his hard work. He's probably got 4 or 5 pass breakups tonight, and I thought he was going to come up with a big one there.
2nd down play, 2nd down and 10 from the 35 of the Cats. Quarterback Otis in the shotgun again. 3 receivers, 4 receiver set. 2 and 2. Otis takes the snap. He's rolling to his left, and the ball's batted at the line of scrimmage. Nice play, and there's a flag down. The ball was batted at the line of scrimmage by the Wildcats. One of the Wildcats coming off the end, that was number 13 for the Cats, Orlando Holland, knocked the ball down at the line of scrimmage, and then a flag came in right behind that, and you're going to get a personal foul.
My goodness.
And they're going to say that Holland hit the quarterback's head when he batted the ball down. I can't even believe that call.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I would encourage the referees to come under our blue tent down here that Jeremy Height got set up and watch the replay on that. I don't see how you get blocked, throw your hands up, knock the ball down, and then still hit the quarterback in the head. My goodness.
Maybe the follow-through, but I didn't even think he was that close.
I didn't either. Man, I'd like to see that one on.
Oh, my goodness. It bails Westside out.
Oh.
Gives them a big first down inside the 25-yard line down to the 21. They run off tackle on the first play of the drive or first play of this series, and it gets it down inside the 20 down to around the 17-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
And I was surprised he snapped that ball. They had another player who was running on and off the field, and it looked like 2 or 3 guys moving at the same time and weren't set when the ball was snapped.
2nd down, 7. Westside, their deepest drive of the night. Otis going to give the ball straight ahead again. This time the Wildcat defense stops him, but he's still turning his legs inside the 15. Bring up about 3rd down and 4, maybe a long 4 here coming up with 5:40 to go in the third quarter. This is the closest Westside has been to the end zone, even though they have been in Wildcat territory all night.
Yeah, I mean, they've put together a pretty good drive here again, and would love to cap it off with some points. Finally, Wildcats up 28-0.
Otis in the shotgun, 3rd down, call it 5. He's going to give it to the running back going inside, and he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. I believe that was Deshaun Larry on the tackle, the first man there, and it brings up a 4th down, and Westside's got a decision to make.
Yep, Deshaun busts right through there and able to grab the running back before he's able to get his head of speed going and brings him down for no gain. So 4th down here. Let's see if this Wildcat defense can stand one more time.
First down marker sits about the 10-yard line. The ball is on the 14. 4th down and 4. Otis is in the shotgun. They've got one receiver to the left, 2 to the right, and 2 backs in the backfield. On 4th down, Wildcats. Otis is going to run straight up the middle, and Otis has got the first down, and he's going to get the touchdown. They ran Otis straight up the middle on a quarterback draw, and nobody touched him. 14 yards for the touchdown, and Westside has finally scored.
Oh, goodness. Man, I hate to see that. Great quarterback. We talked about he hadn't really hurt us with his legs yet, but that time quarterback draw design all the way. As soon as he gets the ball, he takes off, and he makes one cut to the left, and nobody's there. And Westside gets on the board, 28-6. It had been 12 quarters since anybody scored on this Wildcat defense, but Westside finally goes into the end zone after a 12-quarter scoreless streak for this Wildcat defensive front. All the way back to the Bradford County game, first game of the year, before anybody was able to score on this Wildcat defense. 28-6, 4:34 to go in the third quarter. Otis now going for 2. They fire a little slant pass into the end zone. It's broken up, so the 2-point conversion no good. And it's a 28-6 ball game, but Westside does finally break the goal line, and the quarterback Otis took it 14 yards for the touchdown run. My goodness. Yeah, now it looks like before they even kick off, we're going to get the mid-quarter water break here.
Well, let's take it with them. Let's take a 30-second timeout here. 28-6 the score. We'll take 30 seconds, send it back to John Meadows at Glen Baptist. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Baker County Farm Bureau wants to wish the Baker County Wildcats much success this football season. Baker County Farm Bureau, specializing in auto insurance, homeowners insurance, along with life insurance. To get started with Farm Bureau, contact Jack Baker or Justin Webb at 259-6332. That's 259-6332.
We welcome you back to Westside High School, 28-6, Wildcats on top of Westside, but the Wolverines end the Wildcat scoreless drought on defense and get a touchdown, 14-yard run for the quarterback Otis as he goes into the end zone untouched on that play, and Westside put together a good drive. Wildcats helped them out with a penalty or two along the way, but 28-6 ball game. Let's see if this offense can get back rolling. They're going to kick one high. They were offsides on the kick, but no flag there. The Wildcats are going to return the kick now across the 20, across the 25. Cam Smith on his feet, coming near side to the 30, to the 35, and Cam Smith goes out of bounds, and he's hit again out of bounds.
Come on, man.
No flag there, and we get it out to the 40-yard line on a nice return by Cam Smith.
Great return again by Cam Smith. Able to pick up good yardage on the return. I was like you, he got pushed out of bounds, but then he got tackled out of bounds.
Yeah, the first guy was fine.
Yeah.
He pushed him out of bounds right at the 40. Then the second guy came and just piled on top of him. I mean, it wasn't a vicious hit, but he's over by the bench.
Yeah, and I mean, those, listen, you get tackled from behind like that, those will roll you up and hurt you.
First down and 10 now, Cats. Good field position after the Cam Smith return out to the 40-yard line. Wildcats on top, 28-6, 4:23 to go here in the third quarter. Screen pass for the Cats. Cameron Crawford's got it. He's out to the 44-yard line, and the linebacker came up and saved a big play there as the Cats set that screen up to offset that rush and only pick up about 3 on what could have been a big play.
Yeah, and again, it's one block away. You miss one block, and it throws the whole play off. Just like there, you hit that block, and he's liable to still be running.
2nd down 7 after the 3-yard gain. Carson Crawford going to run it to the right on the option keeper, and Westside's defensive line has held up here, and they stop him for no gain.
Yeah, I don't know what they've done different, but I'm telling you right now, they've come out in that second half, that Westside defensive front, like you said, and they're getting after it a little bit. Those running lanes aren't quite as wide, getting some pressure on Carson Crawford. So this offensive line, no need to rest. Up 28-6, but got to get after it.
3rd down, call it 7. Crawford under heavy pressure, and he fires it. It should have been called incomplete, and I guess they did blow the whistle. It was an incomplete pass. Crawford was hit as he was trying to throw the football, and it'll be 4th down. Now, that's 2 stops in a row against this Wildcat offense.
Carson Crawford takes a big hit that time, too. He's able to get up and walk it off, but...
And there's some fireworks in the stands over here as well. 4th down play coming up for the Wildcats, and they're going to have to punt it away. This is 2 possessions, Jackie. You don't see it often, but 2 possessions in a row. The Wildcat offense has been turned over on downs. High punt. Nice punt here for the Cats. It's going to be returned from the 25. He gets by a couple of Wildcat defenders, but stopped right there at the 29-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 29.
Yeah, Jamil Jones again with a nice punt. Going to start this Wolverine offense about the same position they were in last time on the field, inside their 30. This Wildcat defense, we'll see what they were talking about.
3:15 to go, 3rd quarter. Cats on top 28-6, but now the offense not getting it done like they needed to get it done early on, and like you said, Westside changing something up there. Those running lanes weren't there, and Carson Crawford faced pressure that time, and the offensive line going to have to regroup on the sideline. They will, and we'll get the ball back in a few minutes, but we need to stop. We need to stop here. Otis, the quarterback in the shotgun, sends one man in motion. Going to fire it out here, and a pass is going to be behind the receiver, and they're going to let it play on because it was a behind-the-back pass, and he picked it up after the pass was incomplete. And since it was a rushing play behind the line of scrimmage, he threw it backwards. They let him pick it up and run it ahead for 5 yards, and I'm not sure the Wildcat defense was aware of that.
No, they weren't, and that goes back to the ball we watched roll out of bounds in the first half earlier. Listen, if he throws that swing pass, that's incomplete. You got to go get on it till you hear the whistle.
That's right.
You never know what a high school official's going to do.
Well, you don't, and you got to play to the whistle anyway. But when you're not sure if it was backwards, you got to play it like it was backwards. 2nd down and 5. Otis calls for the snap, fires it right side, and this one's going to be dropped incomplete. The Wildcats do go cover this way.
Yeah.
But that one was forward.
Yeah, there goes. Of course it was. Imagine that.
Oh, my goodness. 3rd down and 5 now. Cats could really use a stop on this possession. The defense is a little bit winded, it looks to me like, Jackie. A little bit of wind. The Wildcats only took 3 plays on offense and need to give the defense a little more time. We've got to find some continuity back on that offensive side of the ball. Moved it very effectively in the first half. I told you, 9 yards of play in the first half. But here in the second half, Westside has put the clamps down on the Cats. 2 receivers to the top of the field, 2 receivers to the bottom. 3rd down and 5. Otis in the shotgun. He sends a man in motion, calls for the ball. Straight drop. Looks down the middle. He's got a man. A completion at the midfield to the 45, to the 40. Still on his feet. Carlos Jefferson and Ronnie Ellis going to combine for the tackle down at the 30. But a huge play on 3rd and 5 is Westside again in Wildcat territory.
Yeah, and that time Otis very poised in the pocket, and he just sits back and lets that play evolve a little bit. No pressure by that defensive front. And he's, like we talked about, he sets his feet, man. He can rifle it in there, and he finds somebody in the middle of the field just in one of those zone pockets, and big completion there on 3rd and 5.
Huge play for Westside as they convert on 3rd down. They're going to mark it all the way down to the 27-yard line. And Otis calls for the offense to get there. They had to wait for the chains to get there, and the guys moving these chains are just walking about as slow as you can walk. They were in no hurry.
Good. Let us catch our breath.
2:30 to go in the third quarter and counting. Cats still on top, 28-6, but Westside again threatening. Otis calls for the snap, looks to throw. He's under pressure, and the Wildcats are going to sack him. Fourth sack of the night for the Wildcats, and Cade Richardson in there again, his second sack of the night.
That time, defensive front with great pressure on those defensive ends, man. Cade Richardson and Zane Mobley been getting after it all night. That time, Weston Rivera in there as well, and that's what you got to do to Otis. I mean, we've talked about it all game long, and I know you can't get a sack every play, but when they're able to get pressure up the middle like that, when he thinks about it, the Cats tend to fare a lot better.
Second down play now, 3-yard loss on the sack. Otis had a high snap here. He just has to scramble out of there with it. And Otis is a weapon, Jackie, and when he gets the ball and starts moving upfield, he can get going in a hurry, as you saw on the touchdown play a moment ago. Here on a busted play, on a busted snap, he picks up 4 yards upfield and makes it a 3rd down and 9. You know, with the kicking game Westside doesn't have, that this is 4-down territory. So 3rd down and 9 from the 25-yard line. Third quarter winding down quickly here, down to about a minute to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, Wildcats up 28-6, but you don't want to give the Wolverines another shot here getting to the end zone. So 3rd and 9. Watch the swing pass.
I guarantee you. Running back Walker in the backfield with the quarterback Otis. One man goes in motion. 3rd down play, 3rd and 9. Wildcats bring pressure, and there's the screen pass. One man is out here with him, and the Cats are going to stop him. Toby Kinghorn along with Cade Richardson, who comes out over here to make the tackle, and only about a 3-yard gain to make it 4th and 5.
Yeah, great play that time, but still, again, 5 yards down the field before anybody puts a hand on that running back out of the backfield. I'm not so sure you're not going to see it again right here to the right.
Could be the last play of the third quarter. 4th down and 5. Otis, the quarterback, I believe they're going to call a timeout. He's looking to the sideline. They're not sure. Time running out on the play clock. Now they try to get lined up again. Otis in the shotgun. Calls for the snap. They're going to swing it to the right side. A catch is dropped. He dropped the catch, and the Wildcats are going to turn over on downs with 3 seconds to go in the quarter. My goodness. Hold your breath.
Yeah, I heard that. I tell you, and they were going for it. Again, that swing pass, they were trying to complete it, and if he catches it, it's close. But
well, the Wildcats actually had that defended pretty well. If he does catch it, I'm not sure he gets there, Jackie, but you got to catch the ball if you want to have a chance.
No doubt about it. Like you said, so 3 seconds left here in the third quarter. Wildcats up 28-6. That defense with a big stop. Again, deep in their own territory. I mean, so the Wildcat offense going to take over at their own 20-yard line.
Well, I tell you, third quarter, the Wildcats would like to forget. Westside won that third quarter. They score the only touchdown of the quarter. But the Cats are going to get one play here before the quarter's over. Carson Crawford in there. 4-receiver set. Crawford takes the handoff, runs it himself. There he goes. He's across the 25 to the 30. Crawford on his feet out to the 34-yard line. And Carson Crawford gets 14 yards on the play, and the Wildcats get the first down to end the quarter.
Good run, good tough run that time by Carson Crawford. Pick up the first down to end the third quarter.
We're going to take a 1-minute timeout. 28-6, the Wildcats lead, and we'll come back with the start of the fourth quarter after this 1-minute break. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Baker High Wildcats football is being brought to you by American Recycling Center. Recycling helps the environment. American Recycling offers compensation for cans, radiators, copper, brass, and aluminum. American Recycling Center located at 5325 Woodlawn Road. That's 1/2 mile west of 121 near I-10. Open weekdays from 9 till 5, Saturdays from 9 to 1. Telephone 631-0152. That's 631-0152. American Recycling Center. Happy to support Baker High football.
Hi, this is Larry Birkins of Birkin Chevrolet in McClenny. It is truly an honor to help make these Wildcat radio broadcasts possible. Birkin Chevrolet with sales and service 6 days a week. Cars, trucks, SUVs, certified used cars, We help customers establish or reestablish credit. Thank you, Wildcat fans. From Larry Berkins at Berkins Chevrolet, US 90 in the heart of McClenny.
Online at BerkinsChevy.com.
Wildcats and Wolverines starting the fourth quarter of play here from Westside High School. Wildcats on top 28-6. Scooby Graham goes for a couple of yards on the first play of the fourth quarter. Now the Wildcats with a 2nd down and 8 from just outside their 35-yard line. Carson Crawford fakes the handoff to Graham and keeps it himself, and Crawford running people over out across the 45-yard line. And now they need to just blow the whistle. They got 5 guys on him out there, and they drive him to the ground.
Yeah,
and just standing over him. The officials have to do something. That's the quarterback.
Yeah, you got to blow the whistle, man. Come on, man. He's held up at that point. He picked up the first down. Blow the whistle.
My goodness. Jeez. First down and 10 for the Cats across the 46-yard line. Want to remind Wildcat fans that each and every Monday night following a game, you can listen to our dependable heating and air conditioning Wildcat Radio Coaches Show. This Monday, Jackie, we want to thank the Baker County Fire Department because Scott Cruz and Trevor Nelson and those guys are going to have the Coaches Show down at the Baker County Firehouse. So join us Monday night from there. First down play, Carson Crawford again. Calls his own number, fakes the handoff, and gets the ball out to midfield.
Yeah, that time Carson Crawford, he sees something he likes. That's 3 in a row that he's kept, and he's getting good yardage on each one. Picks up 4 or 5 yards on that play. So Wildcats up 28-6, just starting the fourth quarter. They're just looking to run it out here, Mike.
Well, we need to run it out, but I'd like to see some more points on the board. You know, you get 28 in the first half, that's fine, but don't you like it when the scoreboard lights up, Jackie?
Yeah, for sure.
Crawford in the shotgun, 2nd down play, 2nd and 6. He's going to give it to Scooby. Scooby's outside to the 45, to the 40, and Scooby wrestled out of bounds inside the 30, about the 41-yard line, and it'll be a first down for the Cats.
That time, Scooby Graham just having a quiet night. By the time able to get to the outside and picks up big yardage, so this Wildcat offense stays churning.
First down and 10. The Cats content right now to just kind of grind this game out, run some clock. First down play, going to run it to the left side. Crawford is going to be caught from behind as one of the linemen came around from his end position and ran Crawford down. Crawford was kind of trying to stay behind his blockers and pick his way, and no gain on the play.
Yeah, and that time the lead blocker there, he's got to get out of there, man. Run. You don't have the ball. You got to get out of there and block somebody.
It allowed the defender to come from behind, make the tackle. 2nd down, we're at the Wolverine 40-yard line. Good field position for the Cats. 2nd down play. Crawford going to give it to Graham. No, he keeps it himself. And again, Carson Crawford running the football hard inside the 30-yard line and goes off of tacklers down to the 28-yard line, a first down run. And Wolverines are just left scattered on the field.
Yeah, now they're starting to get after it. We talked about that tempo, last coach's show we had with Coach Mays, and at some point it starts wearing on you. We've seen it wear on Bradford in the first half of the game, and now the Wolverines have hung in there, and in the fourth quarter, they can't take it anymore. They've had enough.
2 guys fell out on that play, and I don't think there's any serious injury. I think it's just some cramps, and I tell you what, that's one of the things we talk about, that up-tempo offense and the things that you do to a defense. It makes it very hard. It's very similar to what Westside's kind of done to us tonight, Jackie. They're not necessarily running an up-tempo offense, but they're running a kind of a sprint offense with that, with that quarterback, and there's so many different places you've got to watch. It's kind of like the guy when you're standing there trying to cover all the holes in the dam. Which hole are you going to cover? There's another one that springs loose over here. So that's kind of what it is to defend something like that. And Westside now, running out of conditioning here in the fourth quarter, and that's what you want to do with that. When you get to the fourth quarter, you'd love to see the other team gassed.
That's the goal. We talked about it in that Bradford game, and I say the first half, but it was in the third quarter. That game is close at halftime, and then just like if this game was close, And now with 9:37 left in the fourth quarter, and you can keep pounding it, and these guys start falling out every play, that's where you want to be.
No doubt about it. First down run for Carson Crawford is going to set the ball up at the 27-yard line. Gutty performance tonight by Carson Crawford, I tell you what. From the 27 and in the shotgun, Crawford's going to keep it himself. He said, give me that ball. He was trying to, Cam Smith, I think, wanted the ball, and Carson Crawford said, give it to me, and I'm going to take it. And he does, all the way inside the 20, inside the 15, and flag's coming in there late. Oh, I don't like the late flag there, but both teams just continued to push. And you're going to get a holding against the Cats. How are you going to call holding on that? What? Well, he signaled holding. He was 15 yards downfield, and they signaled holding on the head referee. I don't understand that call.
I don't either. Coach Mays, he looked confused about it as well. I'm not sure what the call is, but you're right. I mean, it was just a pile of people and pushing.
Well, what they did is they only marked off 5 yards, so it couldn't be holding. It was just a 5-yard penalty, so instead of a 13-yard gain, it's an 8-yard gain, and now it's 1st and 2.
All right.
They've got first down on the marker. I guess you're replaying the down here, 1st and 2 after the penalty. Oh, my goodness. First down play, Scooby Graham is going to get – they faked the handoff to Graham, and they came in there and keyed on Carson Crawford and drilled him in the backfield.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a big loss.
That time, Crawford, he went to the well one too many times. He probably should have gave that one to Scooby Graham. Spread him out a little bit. Graham, like he had a lot of green out there.
Yeah, they had him on the edges that time. Graham would have had a lot of room to run. Third down play now. Third down. They're going to give it this time to Cam Smith. Cam Smith running left in. He's got a hole, and he's going to the end zone. Cam Smith, 10-5 touchdown. And one of the Westside guys is on one of our guys over here. And like you said, it's chippy.
Yeah, a little chippy, but that's all right. I'll tell you what, when you put a touchdown on the board, who cares? That's Ross Crummy, who's been whipping that boy all night long down there. And now he can't stand it. He wants to wait till the fourth quarter to try to do something about it with the Cats about to go up 35-6.
Huge touchdown run for Cam Smith as he just broke that one. And I tell you, there's a different speed level when Cam Smith gets the ball. There's no doubt about it. Cam Smith is electrifying with the football. My goodness. And Blake Mays is going to add the extra point, no problem, to make it a 35-6 ball game. Jackie, you notice that difference, right? Jamarian Baker's got speed, but he's got a different running style. Scoop, slow prodder, and he'll just run you over. Carson Crawford's got speed too, but when Cam Smith turns the corner, you're not touching him.
Nah.
And he took it to the end zone, and the Cats extend the lead.
Saw one little crease, and he was gone. Planted his foot and was gone, and now the referee's going to get Coach Kevin Mays out there. He didn't appreciate his offensive lineman just getting laid on top of after the play was over with. And, again, that is a product of the Baker County Wildcats absolutely whipping this Westside Wolverine team all night long.
Well, you can't let that happen. I mean, Coach Mays is right for being out there in the official's face because you can't let things like that happen. And, it's one thing if they're tussling a little bit, but this guy's laying on our offensive lineman, and he's mad. You're mad. But you don't do it that way. And now, what I'd like to see is Ross to go back in there and drive him 20 yards down the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he has all night long.
He has. Kickoff coming from the Wildcats now, and again, they've got nobody back deep. They're going to have to go back and retreat it around the 10-yard line. And the Wildcats come back up and make the tackle right around the 20. So good, effective kickoff play there for the Cats. Sets the Wolverines up right around the 20-yard line.
Yeah, that's a great. Again, when they move up, they get used to Blake Mays kicking these short ones. Well, they move up to the 20, 25-yard line, and he just kicks it over their head, finds a hole there, and great coverage that time. So good kick, good coverage by special teams and Blake Mays.
First down and 10, the Wolverines. They trail 35-6 as the Wildcats answered their touchdown from the third quarter. A great drive for the Wildcats to answer there, and we take it about 4.5 minutes and put it in the end zone, and now 8:20 on the clock. Wolverines, no doubt, will be in hurry-up mode.
Yeah, Wildcats, when you're down 35-6, you better hurry up. Wildcats doing a great job here in this fourth quarter. They got a little tongue lashing there in between the third and fourth, the way they played that third quarter.
Otis going to fire the ball across the middle, and it's incomplete, and Jamarian Baker comes up and makes his second big hit of the night. Jamarian Baker just laying people out tonight.
Yikes. Hey, maybe Coach Canada went out there after that first hit and said, son, you come play defense for me.
Oh,
my goodness, and it paid off because I guarantee you he won't run across the middle anymore.
Baker had a hit in the first half, but they flagged him for celebrating, and he was leaving the field. And Jackie, we really haven't given the officials a hard time this year, but tonight they deserve it. Second down and 10. Otis calls for the snap, drops straight back to throw, fires one deep down the field to the right side. Carlos Jefferson has the coverage, and Carlos Jefferson was the closest man to catching that one, and it's third down.
My goodness. We talked about it early on in the season. If I have ever found a weakness in this Wildcat defense over the last few years, it's been in the secondary, and this year it's just not there. I'm telling you, Carlos Jefferson and Jamil Jones do a great job. Noah Ray at his safety position, Ronnie Ellis out there at safety. They're just, the Haven Clark is another one. I mean, these guys are just everywhere. There's nobody wide open when they drop back to throw the ball.
No, there's only been a couple of breakdowns in coverage tonight that have allowed the Wolverines to extend a couple of drives. Outside of that, outstanding coverage. You had an interception from Carlos Jefferson earlier. They're going to dump one down here to the running back and try to run after the catch to get the first down, but he's going to be short, so it's going to be a fourth down situation. Call it fourth down and 4 for the Wolverines, and let's see if they attempt to leave the offense on the field here.
Nobody's moving yet, but, I mean, like I said, Wildcats up 35-6, so, yeah, he is going to change it out.
Well, if you go for it here and don't get it, you've conceded the ball game. You don't have much of a chance 35-6 with 7 minutes left, but you have no chance if you don't get it there on fourth down.
That's true.
So, but they still could fake it.
Yeah.
Punt team is out there, though, and the punt is away, a high punt. J-Mod's going to let it hit, and it's going to take a roll right along the 35-yard line, so the Cats will have decent field position with 7:15 to go in the ball game. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. The Cats on top, 35-6. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Wildcats get the ball back here, like I said, around the 35-yard line after the punt, and Cam Smith's going to take it around the right end on the first play. Pickup of a couple of yards to make it second down and 8. Cats letting the clock run and run and run with a 35-6 lead. They'll be happy to just let this thing run and get out of here with a win. It's been a good performance tonight for this Wildcat team. The only time there was any kind of letdown was in the third quarter, but we expected the Wolverines to fight back in the third quarter, and they did. They got a touchdown, but the Wildcats have taken back over here in the fourth quarter. Carson Crawford runs one straight ahead for about 4 yards to make it a third down and 4 upcoming for this Wildcat offense. We really need to get a first down and keep this clock running, Jackie.
Yeah, that'd be huge right here. Just keep change moving. You're wasting a lot of time. 6 minutes and counting here in the fourth quarter. Wildcats up 35-6, but 3rd and 5 situation here. You want to pick this first down up.
Third down. Wolverines come across the line. No flag. Oh, my goodness. The Wildcats just got the defenders to come into the neutral zone. No flag. They've got about 8 guys crowding the line of scrimmage. Cam Smith's going to get the carry. He's going to go right in, and Cam Smith's got a first down and more out to midfield as they came in and keyed on Carson Crawford to keep the ball that time. And Cam Smith just took it and got a big gain for a first down, and the Cats have a first down across midfield.
Yeah, another big run by Cam Smith that time, and you're right, Mike. Carson Crawford dialing it up nicely. When they go to key on him, he's just giving it. And that time, mid-quarter water break.
Jackie, let's take the mid-quarter timeout to talk about our dependable heating and air conditioning Wildcat Radio Coaches Show, brought to you by Oscar Gray and the fine folks down there at Dependable Heating and Air. If I know Oscar Gray, he's probably somewhere in Georgia on a hunting trip right now. You know, that Georgia hunting season opened a few weeks ago, and I know a lot of folks are doing that. Florida is open now, too, so at least if you've got a bow and arrow, you know, the old-fashioned way, Jackie, like they used to do way back in the primitive days with the bow and arrow. So probably if you talk to Oscar Gray, he's doing that right now. But, Jackie, Monday night we've gotten a call. The local fire department there, Scott Cruz and Trevor Nelson, those guys, they wanted us to do the coaches show down at the fire department. So we're excited about taking our coaches show down there. So listen in, Monday night, 7 o'clock. We're going to go down there and hang out. Maybe they'll let us drive the fire truck around town.
I always heard these firehouses, man, those guys can cook down there.
Oh, there you go.
Interested to see what they whip up in the kitchen. We're going to come down there, you know. I think the fireman staples chili, so we'll see.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Looking forward to hanging out with the firemen on Monday night down there in the heart of McClenny, and you can listen in to the show or just come down to the firehouse and join us about 7 o'clock. Monday night. First down and 10 from the 48-yard line. Carson Crawford takes the snap. He's going to give it. No, he's going to keep it himself. Fakes it to Scooby Graham. Keeps it himself. Carson Crawford's got room out here to the 45-yard line, and they're going to throw flags behind the play. And it looks like it's going to be against the Cats here and going to push them back.
Oh, man, more than anything, it stops the clock.
Yeah.
You're going to get a holding call here on the Wildcats. You want to keep that clock moving. Carson Crawford probably picks up 5 yards without the hold on first down, but now you're going to get this holding call going to back you up and stop the clock here. So that's probably the most frustrating part for Coach Mays, more than the 5 to 10 yards.
Well, that 10 yards is a killer, though. You know, when you've got an offense that's used to, you know, playing ahead of the chains, and now you got to go back to 1st and 15. But like you said, the clock stopping is the other bad thing. Now they set the ball, the clock will run again. 1st and 15. But all the way back to the 45 of the Wildcats. Wildcats taking their time. Now, you know, they run that up-tempo style, but now when they're trying to grind it out here in the fourth quarter, we're taking our time, letting some time tick off the clock. One receiver to the high side of the field. First down play. Scooby Graham's going to get it, and he's going to go straight ahead for a yard or two. It'll be 2nd down and 13.
Grinding it out now. This is the point in the game. Under 5 minutes now. Again, Wildcats up 35-6. You just don't want anybody to get hurt. Just grind this clock out. Get to the bus, and let's get back to McClenny 4-0 safely.
2nd down and 13. Yes, that would be a good call, Jackie. 2nd down and 13 from the 46-yard line. Going to hand it off Cam Smith. Cam Smith fumbles the football. And Westside's got it. He picked it up at the 40, running it back. Carson Crawford's going to try to tackle him. And Cam Smith that time comes back to help make the tackle after the fumble. But Cam Smith, as he was going through the line that time, just got it stripped.
Oh, man, that's aggravating, too. And I'll tell you why it's aggravating. Cam Smith's done a heck of a job.
Yes, he has.
It's 35-6. I don't want that fumble just blemishes kind of what you've done for the night. You have done a great job, but you're trying to grind the game out, and that's one of those teaching moments they're going to go back and say, Cam, you picked up 8 yards, hang on to the football, and let's get out of here. And now you got to send the defense back out there with 4:12 left in the game and try to get it back.
Oh, it looked like another electrifying run for Cam Smith, but just as he cut through the line and was going upfield, he got the ball stripped from behind. And Westside now back to the Wildcat 20 after the turnover. 35-6 ball game. They swing the ball out to the left side on that swing pass again, down to the 15, down inside the 10. And Westside with another play with that swing pass to gain good yardage against this Wildcat defense.
That time they had 3 receivers out at the top of the field there, and Wildcats only had 1 defender out there. So don't get lazy here. You got a good average going, man. Even with the 6 points they score, we don't want to mess that up.
No, we don't want to mess it up. I like the way we've been shutting people down and the scores on the board at the end of the game, and Let's try to keep them out of the end zone here. 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Otis, the quarterback, sends a man in motion. Now he's going to run it straight ahead. They run that same quarterback play, and this time the Wildcat's going to stuff it as one of the defensive backs comes up and makes the tackle right around the 6-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like, I'll be honest with you, I couldn't tell who it was right there. I thought it was.
It might be Ronnie Ellis.
I thought it was Ronnie Ellis. That's who I was going to say at first, but couldn't quite see the number. And so this time they hold Otis to a short gain on that run. So second down from the 5.
Under 4 to go in the ball game now. 35-6, the Cats lead. They're going to run it straight ahead on a dive play inside the 5 and close to the 4-yard line before being brought down again, and they're going to have 3rd and goal.
I tell you, that running back, he's another one. He's a powerful guy. They bottle him up. It looks like nothing going on, and he finds a way to spin out of there and pick up a few extra yards.
Well, this Westside football team, they've fought and they've scrapped tonight. The Wildcats have been too much for them, but they'd like to put one in the end zone before the end of the night. 3rd down and goal from the 4-yard line. They're going to give it to the running back again, and he's going to push his way toward the goal line, and he's going to be stopped short around the 2-yard line. So 4th and goal. Wildcats will have a chance to turn them over on downs here from just outside the 1.
4th and goal, I like it. Let's turn them away one more time.
I would love to see it. Love to see a turnover right here.
Wow.
Turn them over.
You're up 35-6, man. This is for pride right now. You know what I mean? Just keep them out of there.
Watch the quarterback, because the quarterback could run a little bootleg play, could run a little something of his own, because Otis is the most dangerous man with the ball right here. A bad snap, and Otis is going to take it, and he's going to get drilled right at the 1-yard line, and the Wildcats have pushed them back and turned them over on down. Great stand by the Wildcat defense after the turnover.
That is a great stand. Garrett Kane looked like he was leading the charge that time. And that is, I'm telling you, that is a more impressive stand than early on in the game, because you really had no reason. 35-6, you know. You go out there, 2 minutes left in the ball game. But to go out and make that stand, that just shows they want it.
They do, and they wanted that stand, and they got it, and that's huge. And it's huge for us, too, because scoreboard looks a lot better with less than 10 points, right?
You don't want to give up those garbage touchdowns.
And they backed up their teammate. Cam Smith made the turnover, and the defense backed him up and didn't let them score. So good job by the defense. 35-6, Cats on top. They're just going to plow it straight ahead here and try to pick up some yardage. They were backed up against the goal line there, so trying to move it straight ahead, and we'll see if Westside tries to stop the clock here as we get down toward the end of the game, under 2 minutes to go. I'll let John Meadows know back at the station. We won't keep it around long tonight. After the game, we'll wrap it up here and wish everyone a good weekend and head back to Baker County ourselves. And, Jackie, you're almost getting out of here at a good time. It's what, 8:30?
Yeah.
1:47, and Westside finally does stop the clock.
We don't let 40 seconds run off and then call a timeout. So, and real quick, Mike, we didn't get to our shout-outs in the third quarter. It came back real quick. I'm going to list everybody that has been texting in all game long that we know is listening. Nick Lee, former Wildcat, was listening in tonight. Jamar Farmer, he says, go Dogs. Listen, former Wildcat, I already went over that. W.A. Fish, they're listening in from Kyler. James Branch, he was heading to the camp in Georgia. He works down there at Dependable Heating and Air. So Oscar gave him a little break tonight. Jason Leonard listening in. Tim Wilder texted us.
Tim Wilder
tells me all these Georgia people that they had to replace. Well, listen, you've got the number one recruiting class for 5 years in a row since Kirby's got there. Well, you know, that's no excuse. You are terrible.
I don't want to hear Georgia fans talking about guys they've had to replace when they talk about all the recruiting they've got.
That's right.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Marcel Gaden, he's listening in tonight. The Cushenberry family, Haley. And then she said they're getting Charlie ready for his Wildcat football career. So
there you go.
Kelly Williams listening in tonight. So, I mean, just a host of people listening in. Robin Weber, she's ready to come down here and whip the old boy on her nephew Ross earlier. We appreciate all you listening in.
You said Kelly Williams a minute ago. Oh, I tell you what, I used to love watching Kelly Williams run the football for this Wildcat football team.
Oh, my goodness.
Let me tell you something. Kelly Williams could run the football as good as any running back we've ever had.
He put his highlight film on Facebook the other day.
Is that right?
Oh, my goodness, man. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, I tell you. Jamar Farmer. I tell you, Jamar Farmer, that was Jamar Farmer used to play baseball for the Wildcat baseball team. His brother Hank Farmer on the Wildcat coaching staff down here. And Jamar, if you're still listening in, we give you a big salute. Go Wildcats. I talked to Hank before the game. Hank told me he was down at the Waffle House and trying to get some dinner, and the cooks were fighting over who was going to cook the food.
Well, hey, listen, when you beat Bowles 35-14, they want to cook your food.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Hank Farmer, head JV coach down there. Whipped up on Bowles last night.
Sure did.
Always a good night when you can beat the Bowles Bulldogs.
Well, hey, and I'll tell you, I'll remind Wildcat fans, in a couple of weeks, Bowles is going to make the trip out to McClenny, to Memorial Stadium. We've got one to go before that. We've got Terry Parker on the road next week, but mark your calendars, 2 weeks from tonight, the Bowles Bulldogs are going to visit Memorial Stadium, and there's nothing more than
Oh, come on. Throw him out of the game.
Oh, my goodness. What's going on now? Nothing more than I'd love than to see Bowles come to McClenny and go home with a loss, but we'll talk about that one more as we get closer. Game's down to about a minute to go. The Wildcats churning out another first down here, just trying to run the clock, and these Westside guys, I tell you what, they
just get them off the field. Get them all off the field, Coach. Not worth it at this point. Wildcats up 35-6. They picked up a huge first down. They're about to get 72 yards in penalties right here.
Well, and if you're a Wildcat, just turn around and point at the scoreboard and try to maintain your composure. These guys have been chippy all night long. Yeah, there's some sportsmanship happening now with some of the guys shaking hands here. But I tell you, you can't allow that kind of stuff to happen. And earlier on, and Robin Weber right, she can come down here and whip this guy. But listen, earlier on when they let that play continue with Ross, that just allows this kind of stuff.
That's right.
It allows it to happen, and you got to take control of it as an official and don't let that happen.
No, it was going on in the first quarter a little bit, and that's the point where you either you give them one warning. I'm all for a warning. You come in, but listen, Jamari and Baker, and I'm not taking up because, we're Wildcats, but Jamari and Baker gets the flag for coming off the sideline, jumping up and down after a big hit.
Not talking to anybody, just celebrating.
In the third quarter, the defensive end for the Wolverines gets a tackle for loss, and he comes off playing the guitar.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's the stuff you can't pick and choose when you want to do it. If you want to eliminate it and make this a clean game, you got to do it across the board early.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not mad at Jamari and Baker for getting that flag.
Absolutely
not. Let me tell you something. If you want to talk about highlight reel plays, we've had a few of them tonight. Jamari and Baker has made 2 hits that would make the highlight reel. Carson Crawford has made the highlight reel with the pass, and Jamod Ruiz with the catch, and then Cam Smith with a couple of the runs that he's had. I tell you what, you could fill a highlight reel with this game tonight for what the Wildcats have done.
Carlos Jefferson interception earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, just great game, great all-around game. And we talked about it, as much as we were a measuring stick for them, this Westside team was a measuring stick for us. And I would say we've exceeded expectations 4 games into the season.
Well, not only that, the toughness of this team we've been able to see here, and I got to say, Westside's got they've got some real talent on their side of the football field. But they do have a lack of discipline, and they've shown that tonight. They hurt themselves a lot in the first half. The Wildcat defense held them out of the end zone. We turned them over on downs a few times. They've got some real talent on that side of the field. So as a measuring stick, I really like what the Wildcats have been able to do tonight. 35-6, we're going to get the win. It's a big win for these Cats. This is a big win to move to 4-0.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. That's a good Westside team, and you're right. The pure resilience and toughness. And, again, what that stems from is Westside's not played a caliber of an opponent that has just put it on them and laid on them all game long. And that's what this Wildcat team has done all season, and they did it again tonight. And they're going to come away with a huge win, 35-6.
Let's take a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back and wrap it up here from Westside High School. You've been listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Blackburn Curry Funeral and Cremation is honored to be a sponsor of Wildcat football. James Curry is a proud Baker County Wildcat, class of 1987. He and his wife Shannon own Blackburn Curry Funeral and Cremation, located at 380 North Louder Street in McClenny. They can be reached 24 hours a day by calling 259-2806. To learn more, please visit www.blackburncurryfh.com. Proving not all funeral homes are the same, one family at a time. Go Wildcats!
Hey, Wildcat fans, this is Anita Cruz with Country Financial Credit Union. This challenging year has caused us to miss out on many of our favorite things, but thankfully it hasn't taken away our Friday night lights. It also hasn't changed our credit union's ability to serve your financial needs. Whether you're looking for fee-free checking, mobile banking, or great rates on loans, we're here to help. In fact, we're big enough to meet all your financial needs, yet small enough to deliver personal service to every member. Country Financial Credit Union, hometown banking, hometown people, and proud sponsor of the Baker County Wildcats, insured by NCUA.
$35-6, the Wildcats get the win. Coach Kevin Mays improves the record to 4-0 here tonight on the road at Westside High School. What a good win for the Cats. Just some final numbers really quickly, Jackie. The Wildcats nearly 400 yards of offense tonight. Going down the list, looking at passing, 6 of 12 tonight for Carson Crawford, 125 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Wildcats on the ground. Carson Crawford over 100 yards again, 105 yards on 17 carries. Jamarian Baker added 21 yards. Scooby Graham 50 yards and 2 touchdowns tonight. And Cam Smith 85 yards on 11 carries and a touchdown for Cam Smith. Receiving, J-Mod Ruiz had 1 catch, but it was a big one, 80 yards for a touchdown. Cameron Crawford had 3 catches, 25 yards. Spread it around, Cam Smith with a catch, and Scooby Graham with a catch. So 4 guys, 4 different receivers for the Wildcats with a catch, and that helps us get to a 35-6 win. And also, the one thing that we can't show you on the stat book is some of the tough play from the defense, but the defense really bailed the Wildcats out in some really tough situations tonight. Carlos Jefferson, a big pick. We already talked about some of the big hits that Jamarian Baker was laying on folks. Rollins and Kinghorn, those guys at the linebacker position, making some big plays. Toby Kinghorn just taking the football away from the running back for Westside. I tell you what, good performance by the defense tonight. I know Coach Kennedy's not going to be happy with some of the yards that we gave up and some of the plays that we gave up, but overall, Jackie, when you look at the entire situation, Westside's got some really explosive playmakers, and for us to hold them to 6 points tonight was a big win.
Yeah, no, I agree wholeheartedly. That was a great team win tonight. Defense did a really great job. There's some things we're going to have to pick up. Again, that swing pass, I'm sure he's going to harp on all year because any team that watches that is going to say, we found something. We finally found a crack in the armor, if you will, on this Wildcat defense. And so got to clean that up a little bit. But all in all, the offense, they stayed very productive, and I don't want to hold them up anymore. These guys are ready to get out of here. I do want to give one more shout-out.
Yes,
we got John Sharman and Gerald Gonzalez. They listening in over there. They've been listening in all night, so we appreciate those guys and appreciate all of our sponsors, Mike. I enjoy doing this, man. I like everybody texting in. Lets us know people listening all over the country, and makes it exciting. Makes me want to come up here and do it every Friday.
Does John and Gerald have a fire going out there? That might be where we need to head.
I was going to say, I may stop by and find out.
It might be a good place for us to go. So appreciate you guys listening in. 35-6, the Wildcats get the win. Just a reminder, next Friday night we'll be on the road again, 6 o'clock kickoff, so don't forget to tune in early. 6 o'clock kickoff on the road, Terry Parker. And then Monday night, we'll be live at 7 o'clock here for our radio show right here on 97.5 FM. Thanks again to John Meadows and the fine folks down at Glen Baptist and our statistician, Justin Thomas, for making the trip over here. Wildcats win 4-0. Jackie, we'll talk to everybody Monday night. Good night, everybody.
Dual State Real Estate is a proud supporter of Wildcat football. We offer home and land sales as well as property management in Florida and Georgia. Come in for a free consultation, and we'll show you how to get up to 16% more for your property. Mention this ad, and we'll give you free buyer representation. Don't hesitate. Call Dual State, owned and operated by Sabrina Thrift. Call us today at 904-397-0263 or check us out at dualstaterealestate.com. We'll give you service you deserve from people you can trust. And at Dual State Real Estate, we are always Wildcat proud.
Since 1981, Higginbotham's Towing and Recovery has been serving the community of Baker County, providing safe and reliable towing needs. If you need a car or truck towed, or even a shed in your backyard, Higginbotham's is a place to call. Located in Glen St. Mary, they are available 24 hours, 7 days a week. 259-4375. That's 259-4375. The Higginbotham family is so excited to be a proud supporter of Wildcat football.